To promote my new flower shop, I had one place print my business cards, another print my brochures, and a third, my signs. Now my roses aren't red, my violets aren't blue, my geraniums look dead, and I don't know what to do.
Staples can help your business stand out with signs, banners, and brochures that are a true reflection of your company. And now at Staples, spend $50 or more on print and marketing services and get $5 off your next in-store purchase.
Now my business is blossoming, and I'm spending less green.
Exclusions apply. In-store only. Ends 6/23/18.
Blog Talk Radio.
Caution, the tea is hot. Blow it off first, okay? Dishing tea with Big Meech.
Hello, hello, hello. It's another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comfort together because it's time to dish the tea. And you're dishing darlings with Big Meech.
Can't wait. Time to dish tea with Big Meech. Time to dish tea with Big Meech. Time to dish tea with Big Meech. Time to dish tea with Big Meech.
Darling.
Don't be discouraged, oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can look right out at all the darkness inside you. Make you feel so small, but I feel true colors shining through. True colors, that's why I love you. So don't be afraid. Let them show your true colors. Your true colors, so beautiful. Don't be unhappy, can't remember when I saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you're taking all that you can bear, just call me out. And you know I'll be there, 'cause I say you're true. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Down.
And hey, hello out there in Blog Talk Radio land, here in the United States and across the globe. Hello to my children over there in Germany and Italy and in the Caribbean islands and all of you in the sound of my voice. It is another glorious Wednesday, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I know you have all of your cups together because it's time to dish tea, and you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meech. Honey, it's been a very interesting 7 days. If you didn't join me last week, good. I'm glad you didn't, child, because last week we had a hellified time with some technical difficulties up in here, and last week's show was absolutely fucked. Okay, I'm just going to be very honest with you. And it's in the archive, so you guys could go and check it out if you wish. But it's going up amongst the ones that, well, because of technical difficulties, I couldn't necessarily handle or take a lot of responsibility for that. It was technical problems. So it goes up against that one of them shows. It's like, okay, that was technical difficulties and things, and, not one of the better shows. However, what we're going to do this week, hopefully, is pay penance and make up for the time that got away from us last week. But no, we can't make up time. What we're going to do is just start from here and move forward, okay? So having said all that, thank you for coming on in with me. You know, it's another Don't Come Out of a Bag Wednesday, my daughters, where you are my co-host. Yes, you are. And you already know the rules, honey. So whatever is on your mind, whatever, I don't care what it is, you can talk about it right here and right now. But, and that's a strong but, if you decide to come out of a bag on me, I'm going to come out of a bigger bag. Understand? Even if that means hanging up on your ass and saying, you know what? No, we're not going to go there. Okay? I will do that, and I will get you right together. So I want you guys to really, fully, and truly understand that. And I'm one, you know, a lot of this is because I want you to understand that your voice deserves to be heard. Now, we may disagree on points, but everyone who is on this side of creation who has a voice, even if it's sign language, child, your thoughts need to be heard, and they deserve to be heard because that's a birthright. So my platform is to make sure that you have the capability of being heard, being seen, being that, so that you are known to make a difference, okay? Again, whether we agree or not, that's a whole separate issue. But you at least deserve the right to be heard. And that there, I may not agree with the Ku Klux Klansmen, but I will fight for their right to speak, okay? Because I don't want to be stifled with my speech. So we may not agree. I may think and call you crazy or whatever the case may be, but everyone's voice deserves to be heard, and that's what this platform is, okay? So if you wish to come on in on the conversation, you have something to talk about, 347-205-9183. That's 347-205-9183. Press the number 1. Just hit it one time. You will hear the prompt say you are now in the host queue. That means that right here on my board, I have your hand raised or whatever. It tells me that you have something to say, and I will come to you at the appropriate time. If you hit it more than once, it will tell you that you're in, then it will say you're out and carrying on, and you may miss it. So just hit it one time, and that will let me know you have something to say, okay? Now, the tea room is open, so if you're listening by computer and want to come on into the tea room, it's there. I'm the only one in there right now. However, if you don't have a profile page, you will not be able to interact with everyone. You'll only be able to watch and see what's going on. So I encourage you to go to blogtalkradio.com, set up a profile page, and that way you too can interact with what's going on in the tea room. And let me say this, because this is one of our topics of the day, the art of communication. And that is, here in the tea room, honey, I want you to come over here, dish your tea responsibly, please. Okay? It's okay to disagree, just don't be disagreeable. Okay? Because if I come in and find that you're cutting up, I'm going to cut you out. Okay? You know, we're in this day and age now where everything is all about texting and carrying on. And a lot of times, because we don't hear each other's speech patterns or whatever, we may conclude or think that they're coming out of a bag on us, trying to neck roll us, trying to finger snap us, trying to let us have it. And that may not be the case. So please, just dish your tea over there responsibly, please. And then let me go here. I usually have this recorded, but I think I need to start doing this live again just for the first few minutes. and that is Dishing Tea with Big Meech is for mature audiences, and the language and or subject matters that you hear on this program are not intended for children or anyone who is not mature or responsible enough to handle the subject matters. So your listening discretion is, as I was fixing to say your situation, but your listening discretion is advised. So let me repeat that so I won't fumble. Dishing Tea with Big Meech is for mature audiences, and the language and or subject matters that you hear on this program, they are not intended for children or anyone who is not mature or responsible enough to handle the subject matters at hand. So your listening discretion is advised. For those of you who are new to the show, I have to warn you now, honey, I have a potty mouth. I make no excuses for it. I'm over 40, and I've earned the right to every 3, 4, 5, 16, 72, 105 letter, syllable, and word that comes out of my mouth. So if you're at work or somewhere where there's other people around, now is the time for you to turn your volume down to where it is comfortable for you, and or put your headphones on so it's not disruptive. If you have children around, put them into the other room. Now is that time for them to watch Dora or Bert and Ernie or SpongeBob or somebody, because now it's time for the grown and sexy to become the seasoned and the sophisticated. Oh, yes, darling. That's how we do that here. Okay? Dishing Tea with Big Meech, honey, giving it to you the way it's given to us, fabulously and fierce, honey, never shady or cynical, okay? So that there was what this thing is all about. Again, if you want to come in and join us, 347-205-9183. That's 347-205-9183. That is the number to call, okay? So, having said all that, this intro, I know this intro gets me half the time. But I have to do it, and I have to go through all that. So it sets up everything and blah, blah, blah. And see, while I'm talking, now is the time. If you got tea or whatever, you need to go get crumpets. You need to go get a couple other things. Now is that time for you to do so in the intro so that you don't miss nothing. You see there? See, this is the setup, okay? Or what I call the bathroom break. If you got to go pee and this, that, and the other, yeah, that's what the intro is for, okay? Just in case y'all sit up here wondering, why does he say the same shit every week? That's why. I don't know why I had the need to say that. I just felt the need to say that. So, having said that, let's go into the last 7 days, honey. I had topics last week, but we had major technical difficulties. So this week, I may revisit some of those topics. I have a few that are on my mind. And this week, but like I said, whatever is on yours, when I open up your mic, if you want to talk, whatever it is you want to talk about, honey, we'll go right there. Just remember, if you brave and bold and brazen to come out of a bag, just know I may have to come out of a bigger one, honey. Okay? Okay. So, now having said all that, let me refill my teacup. I'm drinking, I got a mix over here. I did some blueberry and peach tea. Yes, I did. And it's cute. Okay, it's real cute. So let me refill my cup because, you know, this intro gives me parts. And then let me have a word from my sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to get into this thing here and talk about a few things that are on the subjects of everyone else. Okay, that did not make sense, did it? We are going to talk about the subjects that are on my mind that may be of value to everyone else, that whatever is on your mind. Damn, did I just tear that up? Okay, let me shut up for a minute. Commercial break.
An educator, an entrepreneur, a poet, an artist. Sharon Williams Dean is Art by Sode, creating beautifully exquisite artwork for your home, business, gifts, or any special occasion. For more information, contact Art by Sode at 313-740-4904 or visit the gallery at www.artbysode.com. That's www.artbysode.com. If you are looking for irresistible, breathtaking art, you've come to the right place. At Sherwood Forest Art, we carry a large selection of paintings, masks, figurines, and sculptures of both modern, abstract, and representational styles. To see all of our art treasures, visit our showroom today at 19500 Livernois Avenue in Detroit, Michigan. For more information, call 313-340-0411. Sherwood Forest Art, where art talks to us in a language of its own. Double Exposure Media Relations is a full-service public relations, marketing, and artist development firm specializing in urban culture and lifestyle. Spearheaded by the Henry Higgins of hip-hop, Mr. Angelo Ellaby, Double Exposure serves to educate its clients about the dollars and cents of the music industry. For more information about Double Exposure Media Relations, call 201-224-6510. 201-224-6510. Double Exposure Media Relations.
Maybe
All right, is it too late? And we are back. In case you are wondering who that song was, yes, it's an old school tune that there's Mr. Hinton Battle with Is It Too Late, honey? And I thought that was kind of appropriate just for the title of it, dealing with the stuff that we're dealing with today. Again, if you're just tuning in with us, honey, and coming on board, child, it is a Don't Come Out of a Bag Wednesday. Today is, oh, really? Are you serious? That's what I titled today's show, and you understand why. So whatever is on your mind, honey, you want to come on in, you want to voice it, get it off your chest, start debate or whatever, please feel free to call in at 347-205-9183. That's 347-205-9183. Press the number 1, and it will put you in my call queue. And already we got folks, okay, y'all are jumping today. All right, but let me give y'all what's on my mind, or the thoughts that are happening here. Okay, when I first found this story, I knew it sounded too far-fetched to be true, and I just came across some investigative reporting that has discovered that this particular news item is a hoax. And I kind of thought that it was because during my investigation of it, the sites that referenced this particular article were not the reputable sites. You know what I mean? And this is going to feed into the discussion of the art of communication. Should we accept and learn how to be technologically sound with the way we communicate today, or is it totally a lost art? Okay, y'all see with my introduction with the tea room, we have to sit down there because we don't talk to people anymore, and because our social interaction is limited now. We have social media but we have very little social interaction these days, unless it is for a hookup, or, you have to if you're in business during the daytime hours when you're at work. But even then, because we have allowed our communication skills to go to 140 characters by texting or whatever, the art of communication seems to be lost, in my opinion. Okay? But I want to open up that discussion. And like I said, with this particular article, with these particular satire sites or whatever, like The Onion and The Onion is the one that's right on the top of my head, but y'all know all those satire little bullshit little Facebook pages and news articles and stuff that pop up. This particular one called Stupid, Stuppid, number one, that was the hint. I was like, okay, this ain't a reputable piece. Had put out over the internet that this mother and daughter was coming out as a lesbian couple, okay? And in this, they were saying that they had waited until the mother waited until the girl was 18 years old, because now that she's an adult, there could be no charges pressed against her and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And it sounded, there's elements of truth in it somewhere. And I said, wait a minute, that could not be. Let me find out if I've heard about this elsewhere. And like I said, all the other Googling and things that I did and cross-matching and cross-referencing came up with a lot of other of these little, fly-by-night little websites or whatever. Well, just about 6 hours ago, BlackMediaScoop.com found out that this particular story is a hoax, and the picture that's being used, and this is an African-American woman, an American of African descent, woman with her daughter. They're embracing one another, but they snatched that picture from a blog post from 2 years ago that they had put up celebrating Mother's Day. Okay. So now, with social media being what it is, and now these are the forms in which we're communicating, how is it that the art of communication is alive and well when we have this kind of bullshit to deal with? See, back in the day, when it was just print media and just television news, you could be sued for libel and slander and carrying on if you intentionally went after defaming someone's character. Okay? Now, with social media being what it is, how is this woman and her daughter facing their neighborhood the way that they are? You know what I'm saying? Because one of the things that we know as people always do, once it's out there, it's out there. And now the burden of proof is on you to defend it. You know, now you're going to sit down here and say, oh, no, this wasn't true, that wasn't true, blah, 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 blah. But everybody who wants to be silly and got that in the back of their head are going to say, you lying anyway. They lying. They lying. You know, that's some nasty shit. You know how we get. So how does, you know, the art of communication and technology mix when we have this kind of bullshit to contend with? Yes, I understand the luxury of it. You know, being able to, within seconds, I could send you mail now versus waiting 3 days. And, you know, I could send a letter and, you know, an email. I could write a whole letter and carry it on and send it within 20 seconds versus having to buy a stamp and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. You know, waiting, you know, and look at where it's come from. Because back in the day when they had the Pony Express, honey, we wrote a letter, you had to travel by horse. Okay. And have it delivered and this, that, and the other. So we've come from that to now it's within 20 seconds versus 20 days. You know, because you're going from Chicago to Los Angeles, and that's got to go that way. Then came the telegram. See, now the Internet is just the new and improved version of what the telegram used to be. You know, because you could, you know, your Morse code, the telegram or whatever, and they sent that over the wire and carried on, and you get a telegram, you know, instantly or whatever. Well, now we have perfected that, and now we're in this particular day and age to where the art of communication is lost. So I want your opinion on that. So that's one of the things that's on my mind, okay? Here's another question. And those of you who are in Detroit, I want to hear from you. Okay, I talked about this a while ago, and I got hot about it because listening to some of the comments, it was pissing me off because I get tired of the automatic defense being y'all trying to keep a black man down. Okay, now what I'm talking about, the little child's name is Jayru Campbell. And for those of you who are not familiar with that name, this is a young man out of Detroit, Michigan, who was on the Cass Tech football team. He's known for his prowess. He's the star football player, whatever. Well, back in May or whatever this was, he was in school, and he ended up getting into an altercation with one of the security officers. Full body slams this the security officer in the school, okay? He ended up going to jail for that. Now, it was a whole big hoopla about folks sitting up there. They shouldn't do that to him. They shouldn't give him no jail time. He got this scholarship and this, that, all that bullshit. And I said they were dead wrong about it because the boy knew just as well as more than anybody else, it's his scholarship. And he's on the football team, which means you're already aggressive. Okay? He's the star football player. And one of the things, according to the reports, and listening to him, he is a lot stronger than what his body type suggests. Okay, so that there was his claim to fame, that he could sit down there and he could handle some of the heavier football players that carried on. He could hold his own, and he could tackle, he could body slam, and this, that, and the other. I don't know what position he played, and then I'm not a football expert, so I can't tell you now. Anyway. The whole thing is he did his little jail time or whatever. This little motherfucker gets out the jail. Now, this just happened a couple of days ago. Hours after getting out of jail, this fool gets rearrested and went back. Why, you may ask? Because he went to go beat up his girlfriend. Now, according to what I read, he got mad at her about some text messages or whatever. and he jumped on his girlfriend. Okay? Now, in lieu of what's already going on in the professional football arena, with the Ray Rice incident and carried on, you know, now you sitting up there beating up on your girlfriend and you're at the high school level, okay? Then, just yesterday, they are saying that there are more allegations that he's being charged with or whatever because now you done beat somebody up while you was in the jail. Okay? So, here's the thing. What the hell is this about? Now, I saw somewhere today on Facebook there was someone, one of his supporters, and they're claiming that, you know, this young man is crying out for help and perhaps, you know, he's been around this kind of abuse in his household or whatever, and, you know, he really needs help and blah, 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 blah. And you know why I'm doing that like that is because I'm tired of that being the go-to answer. Okay? Number one, this boy is we can deduce that because he's involved in an aggressive sport. Football, being what it is already a sport of aggression. He has made his claim to fame because he is able to hold his own. His whole prowess of being able to knock a motherfucker down is about how he could handle his aggression on the field. So now his claim to fame around the school is to show that he ain't no punk. Now you add his claim to fame of football, you get ego in the way, then you get this little male machismo shit that kicks in. So now he big man on campus, and now he got the flex and can flex whenever he can. No, sweetie, we're not going to give that, he been around abused folks. That argument ain't working with me 100. I would say, I won't deny it may be part of his makeup, but I'm not going to have it as the center argument, we need to look into this. Yes, we need to look into this, but now we got to go attack this boy's ego because for all of you sports enthusiasts out there, y'all the motherfuckers that geek up these sports folks the way that they are. Y'all the ones that do all that. He's been sitting up there, he's a good player. The coaches, the team. You done won the game for the team or whatever. Rah, rah, rah. He get all the girls and carrying on and shit. You got all the boys want to be you. You can knock a motherfucker out. Y'all the ones who do all that to fluff his goddamn ego. And so now that's the part that needs to be looked into in addition to everything else. Now that's my take on it. What's yours? I told you, we into some shit today. So that's one thing. That's the second thing that's on my mind. Okay? Now let's go here. Because this here came up in my Facebook group. And I'm going to try to pull this up because there was an answer that someone responded. How they responded was cute. But here in our culture, and this here is just the culture period, in mainstream society, the whole idea of being polyamorous is on the precipice of becoming a staple in American culture now. Okay? We already have the reality shows that's on. You know, we have the different compounds that have been invaded. You know, they started off as religious compounds and carried on with the children having the 55,000 wives and shit and the 1,400 kids. You know, the reality show that's on TV now with the guy with the 4 wives or whatever, and you know, and their sister wives. I'm really still trying to understand that. And then 2 of them are actual sisters, blood sisters, involved in this kind of relationship and this type of lifestyle. But here's something that I'm finding very interesting. Americans of African descent seem to be wanting to come in on this as well, okay? And within the gay populace and within the African American diaspora of gay culture, we seem to want to now infuse that as another part of a subculture within the subculture, and I'm having issues with it. And the reason why I'm having issues with it is because, number one, we already know what difficulties it is when you're looking to partner independently, just one-on-one. You have to learn someone. You have to understand their quirks and this, that, and the other. But the idea of you looking for two people, okay, or you're already coupled and you're looking to bring a third person in to say we are going to be a committed relationship, that bothers me to a degree. And it bothers me because I'm seeing this becoming more of a fad than an actual lifestyle, okay? And I call it a lifestyle versus a culture because in a triad, you are actually building something. This is a relationship that is involving with three people that there becomes its own entity. You know what I'm saying? Now, outside of the obvious, what are the benefits of a triad-type relationship or being polyamorous? Because my whole thing about being polyamorous is that there are no commitments there. It's just like saying I'm dating someone, and because I'm single and I'm not committed to either one person, I can spread my love the way that, and I don't mean it. Well, maybe I mean it that way too. But I'm able to let my heart go into many different places without necessarily committing to one specific thing. Now, am I a proponent for monogamy? I really believe that my attitude of monogamy is changing, okay, because the idea of being able to settle down with one person, I don't necessarily think that that's feasible these days because of what our society is. And then to looking at me personally, jealousies and insecurities always come into play. And so you being alive and well, you can't help what catches your eye. So if you're walking down the street and we're holding hands or we're doing whatever, and something is attractive, catches your eye, and you turn and look, why am I getting upset because you looked? Is it disrespectful? Depending on how you gawking. Now, you done broke your motherfucking neck, trying to make a point to say, oh, that's hot, this, that, and the other, and I'm with you. Hell yeah, that's disrespectful. But just in passing or whatever, you just happen to say, that there's being human. But the idea of monogamy, I don't know. As I'm getting older, especially with the LGBT culture, being monogamous doesn't seem to be the workable practice a lot of times. Now, I know it requires discipline and this, that, and the other, self-control, so that you don't sit around there being hoish and things. At the same time, I am stuck on the word commitment because if I say I am committed to this, then that means I am willing to put the sacrifices in place that need to keep this together. But am I willing to entertain the idea? Perhaps I am, but that's got to come with a lot of trust. That's got to come with a lot of communication, and it cannot be some fly-by-night kind of thing, because if that's the case, then what we need to do is just sit up there and if it's all about the sex, then we just need to bring a third person in, from time to time, if that's what we choose to do, and call it grace, versus saying, I want to really invest into the lifestyle of being a triad. Right now, I only see this as a fad. I'm seeing this because I see this as folks using this as an excuse to be a hoe without cheating. Okay, I got a lover, but I got another one. So if I don't feel like fucking him or her, I just go to the other one. And then since we all in this relationship together, I'm not cheating, but I'm having somebody else. Okay? And that's what it sounds like to me. If I'm wrong, or if there's a different perspective on this, I invite you to share it, because all of the noise that I'm hearing about it are coming from those who support it, but they don't practice it. They say, this is not for me, but I support it because of these particular reasons. And I got that. And hell, a lot of them I agree with. At the same time, for those who say this is something that I wish to do, want to do, consider doing or whatever, I need to hear from you. I want to hear where you're finding the benefit in it and come out of the sex thing for me. Because that's the obvious choice in this. You know, okay, you get ass and whatever. You get it all day from different sources or whatever. But let's talk about the technicalities of it, the mechanics of it. Okay, how this is going to work. Because building a life and a relationship with one person is already hell on wheels. Okay, where you're trying to bust hell open and create heaven in a space where you're dealing with another personality and another quirk to this, that, and the other. How does this work when you bring in a third person? And then, because I heard this, and when I heard this, child, I hollered, because I heard of a triad that was open. What the fuck is that? You are in a triad relationship, but yet you're saying this is an open relationship, so y'all could just fuck anything that moves. What's the point? What's the point? I'm not understanding that. That's why I need to know what are the benefits of it. What is this? And now hear me, because I'm saying this in a triad thing. In an open relationship kind of thing, when it's one-on-one or whatever, we got that. You're open because, okay, a lot of times we hear folks saying that my partner is more sexually active than I am. So, you know, y'all have the discussion or whatever, you set your boundaries, and it becomes an open relationship so that, okay, I may not be in the mood and this, that, and the other. Okay, baby, you go ahead. As long as you take care of home, we good. You don't bring nothing up in here that I can't return. And you make sure that when payday comes, when all the responsibilities here are taken care of before you go play. Okay, whatever that relationship is, I can handle that, and I got it. Okay? But you said that you committed to a third person or whatever, because I'm going to say poly. I'm basing on triads, but let me go just the extended thing. Because like in this community thing that's on TV, the guy got 4 wives. So you got 4 different bitches you pretty good to choose from, and then now they got to compete for which night is theirs. Well, I got Monday, you got Tuesday, I got Wednesday, and she got Thursday. Friday, Saturday, honey, all of us party together, and then we go to church on Sunday. Now, what the fuck is that? Okay? It don't make sense to me like that, okay? And I don't mean no disrespect. And if it sounds like I'm being judgmental, maybe I am, but I'm trying to get clarity. Once I get the clarity, it can say, okay, I see where you are. I may agree or may disagree, but I'm trying to get the clarity. Right now, it don't make sense to me, so I'm shooting from the hip because this shit don't make sense. Okay, so that's where we are right now, and all of those different mechanics and dynamics and carrying on and this, that, and the other. I'm going to say a quote because this is a Facebook quote. My friend Curtis, but this child said this to me today, and I'm going to put it on Facebook. He said, child, if you are looking for love from a pole or a hole, honey, you will never find it because it does not exist there. If you are looking for love from a pole or a hole, you will never find it because it does not exist there. Ha! How about that? Let's go to the phone lines. 404-330-404-330. Come on up in here, baby. You're District T with Big Meats. What's up?
What's going on? What's going on?
You, baby, talk to me.
Well, I kind of want to talk about first the whole social media thing that you were talking about earlier. When it comes to social media, it has definitely handicapped most of us, especially when it comes to writing formal versus casually. But I feel as though it helps us a lot too, because for me personally, it helps me to learn about how other people think, how other people interact. So I take social media for what it is. I don't really take it personally necessarily. I don't necessarily take it personally as to what I see, but I do find myself communicating more via social media than I do in reality.
Okay, then let me pause you right there.
Okay.
why did you find yourself communicating more through social media? I have an answer, but I want to hear it from you first.
Well, I mean, it's just so many things. Like people aren't really approachable nowadays, and I'm efficient, so I use public transportation a lot, especially when going to work. And when I'm on the train in the mornings, I don't look at people in their faces. I'm on my phone, on social media. So I mean, that's my main thing is because people aren't as approachable, as they once were.
Okay. Now, see, I was going to go there, but my verbiage was going to be it's easier to access. See, a lot of folks can sit down, and what has happened with social media, in my view, has been people have been able to socialize more because they don't necessarily have to filter.
Exactly.
If I don't necessarily know you, we just know each other here, I can shoot from the hip and kind of be real with you,
right.
Without necessarily having the repercussions behind it. But the problem is, because you don't hear how my vocal inflections, you don't know my warmth or whatever, sometimes what I am typing can piss you off, and it start a whole chain reaction over nothing. Then you got all this Facebook drama or social media drama going on based on perception of how you think I may have typed something.
Exactly.
So then when we get on the trains and stuff, everybody is not approachable because we've lost the filter of being able to go up and say hello, to someone, hey, how you doing? Without someone getting offensive or what you talking to me for, this, that, and the other. So though there are benefits to social media, the cons of this shit, honey, has really, 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 threw a monkey wrench in some stuff to where, just like you say, there are moments, I mean, here in my house, everybody got cell phones, and we'll all be sitting here, my son, his friend, I'll put it that his friend, if I have company over whatever, my friends, associates, mentors, and mentees or children or whatever, we could all be sitting here quiet as a mouse because everybody's going to grab the phone, laugh at independence. So now what you laughing at? Oh, something I'm reading on Facebook, and this and that goes on versus us sitting up there having the open discussion. I'm 44, so back in the day when folks was in the same room, if you were quiet, that means you didn't have nothing to say. So everybody was watching television or they read a book.
Right.
Now that we got these damn phones, you can sit up here and have a full conversation and ain't said a word. And then what gets me, because this happened just the other day, I got two folks sitting up here, we looking at one another, and yet they on the goddamn phone texting each other.
I don't know if you ever seen a movie called Surrogates, but I really believe that movie is an accurate depiction of what this world is coming to. And for people who haven't seen it, it's basically, you basically choose your own body, your skin tone, your personality. All of that is selected like you would choose a pair of fucking pants out of the store. And what's
the name of this movie again?
Surrogates. Basically, it's just you are controlling another body. You are something that you want to be for the public, and it kind of dehumanized humans, and it called humans meat bags. And if you didn't have a surrogate, then you were a meat bag. And again, it was just basically being exactly what it is you want to be. And I believe that is what social media has allowed people to be. It allowed people, like you said, to be more freer, without filter, to be something that they cannot be in their reality. Even with me, there are certain things that I will tweet or certain things that I will Facebook that I wouldn't necessarily say in reality. But, again, like you said, it's all about, we tend to not really look at tones and how people are really saying it versus typing
right.
it. So, it's all really just it's it's messed up, but I believe that it also kind of advances us too, if you will. And again, we could talk to people in Africa. So I mean, there's some places in there that
we got benefits. See, the benefits are fabulous, which is why it's here to begin with. Just like you said, to be able, you know, I have a number of children that hit me up from Ghana, Kenya, you know, Johannesburg, and all these other different places and things within a matter of minutes, you know, seconds even. And we can have, you know, we're able to do that versus paying $16, you know, to send a letter over there that's going to take 2 months to get there, you know.
Exactly.
So that there is fabulous. So what it has become, the good in it speaks for itself.
Right.
But the evils of it is what it's being known for. Because like the story that I'm telling you with the woman and the daughter, you know, sit up here and put this out here. Now they got to sit down here and reclaim their character because of social media. You don't sit up here and use this image, their faces, and talking about they coming out as a lesbian couple, you know, and that's a crime. And, of course, you know, trying to track this down where it comes from, that there, you know, comes to the experts who know how to find out its origin. But, some of that's crazy. It's crazy, and it's gotten out of hand.
I joined Facebook when I was in college. So, you know, that at first Facebook was only for college students, and then it became open to the public, and then that's kind of when, to me, that's when social media really opened up. I've learned over the years, being that I have experience in social media, that you have to look at what it is that you post, number one, and then you have to research everything. And people have forgotten how to research things for themselves, and they take one story, which is propaganda at its best, and they run with it. And so with or without social media, you know, we're going to always look at what's presented to us and run with it rather than do our own research.
I give you that. You're right on that.
I can't really blame social media for that. Now, if you want to put yourself out there as, you know, lesbian couple, you guys are mother and daughter, I'm not a judgmental person. I may have my thoughts in my mind about it, but at the end of the day, that's their lives. And, you know, I have to, you know, just keep flicking my phone and move on to the next tweet because there are hundreds of others.
But here's the point, though. That was a fabricated story. That's a hoax. Mm-hmm. It's a hoax. So now because of the hoax and, you know, use these people's image, because the picture comes from a blog that they did 2 years ago talking about Mother's Day. This is a mother and daughter, you know, in a cute little motherly embrace, you know, that you have used to destroy their character because now you've taken that picture and built a whole new bullshit around it, and now they're the ones who have to defend their character now.
Yeah, that's the sad part, and I don't know if it's even possible. I'm pretty sure somebody could track the original producer of that particular post or what have you. But yeah, I mean, you have to be very careful with the things that you post. I'm even careful about posting family images. When my Facebook nowadays consists of videos that I find on Vine, or I'm sharing something else that I see. I don't necessarily give off personal information based on that story there alone. I mean, you just can't. You can't. I mean, you have to keep people wondering. And then also to talk about your last story, polygamy or what have you, I am recently single. I've been single for about a year. When it comes to commitment nowadays, I'm serious about it. So I tend to I communicate with a number of dudes on a regular basis, not necessarily having sex with them because I really don't have sex that often. But I found that a lot of dudes, they want the commitment, but they're not willing to be upfront from the beginning. And so me being the person that I am, I don't necessarily swerve or I don't necessarily throw them out of my book at the beginning. I continue to be nice. I continue to communicate with them because, I mean, again, I'm just mingling and talking and things like that. I don't necessarily call it dating either, because if I'm dating an individual, I more than likely will only be trying to get to know that individual. But I just find that with me personally, there are too many fine men out there, and my neck is constantly being turned for me to just focus on one. actually started a challenge the other day. Me and another guy, we stopped masturbating and stopped having sex. Even though I don't have sex, I stopped masturbating. And the theory is that our bodies should do such as an animal, a dog. You know, we'll go into heat, pheromones come into play, energy, and maybe we'll attract someone who is more compatible to us. I'm only on day 5, so it hasn't, kicked in yet or anything like that. But I am just sick of getting into a relationship that only boils down to sex. I mean, like you said, I need communication, I need affection, I need chemistry. I need
right. Okay, let me go here, and I'm going to bring you 248-915. I feel you itching. I'm coming to you in just a minute. I'm going to bring you in. Here's something that I want to put on the table just for consideration purposes. One thing about being single is that being single and living a single lifestyle is something that's completely different because we have the options there. If you're not ready to settle down and to commit or whatever, that there comes into your personal integrity of what it is you want to do and this, that, and the other, And I think being single gets a bum rap because oftentimes single people, when we talk about we want to go have fun, see, having fun, in quotes, have now become a euphemism for I want to fuck. Okay, right. I'm just going out to have some fun.
Right.
And that there is why I find this to be challenging because we have lost the art of dating. Right. Dating didn't mean necessarily sex. It meant that we were going out to enjoy one another's company and have a good time. Go out dancing, go bowling, go to the movies, go have a cocktail, go have a cup of coffee, go to the library, something to where I'm spending some time with another adult, to where we're getting to know one another and carrying on. If it led to a sexual encounter, then that there was both of us. But it happened organically. We weren't out there for the hunt to say that this is what this was. Now, every now and again, because we're human, that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
it happens.
Right.
And because that there is, we want the bonding time and this, that, and the other, but it was not the goal. That there was not what the going out process was for. Okay, but we've lost that because now, particularly in gay community, to say I have a date means that I got a fuck partner coming over.
Exactly.
Okay, I got a date.
I don't know if dating. I'm from the South. I'm from the deep South. I don't know if dating ever really existed in the South or.
Interesting.
I mean, because, everybody went together. I mean, if you went on a date, okay, this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend, that's how it was, in elementary school, middle school, high school. So we were never really taught how to date, if you will. We were taught how to get in a relationship and, we were taught how to get into a relationship and cheat, if you will. I mean, basically.
Well, how about that?
Huh?
I said, how about that? Okay, go ahead.
I mean, that's basically what I saw growing up. I never really saw, dates, like you said, going out to the movies, going out and have drinks, getting to know that person. And so that is where I am now in my life. I'm almost 30. I'm 27, so I don't want to make another mistake. And so going forward, what I'm really looking for, and which I don't know if I've ever experienced this, I'm looking for chemistry, like that compatibility. So if we were not able to even have sex, we will have something that will keep us together because, unfortunately, in the LGBT community, I'm finding that it kind of, and even in the homosexual community, the heterosexual community, it all kind of boils down to sex. And I want to know what else is out there other than sex, and that's my point. And that's my point. I will be single. We should be compatible on so many different levels. Our first conversation shouldn't be whether I'm a top or bottom or verse. It shouldn't be any of that. If I'm compatible with you, then I'm willing to make some changes sexually if it ever gets to that point.
See, you know what? And that's the whole thing. I say this in my book, Awakenings, Epiphanies Along a Spiritual Journey, that for me, what I look for is intimacy and courtship. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm not looking for you to complete me because I'm coming to you as a whole. I was grown when you met me. I'm 100 as it is. I don't need you to complete me. I need you to affirm me. Every time we walk in side by side, it's affirmation that you stand beside me for the person that I am, and I stand beside you for the person who you are. And as we learn one another, we grow to be what we are going to be together.
Right.
You know, that's what this thing is. And those two art forms are lost because I met you today. The sex was good, so tomorrow you my husband. I'd have got you moving in by Wednesday, and then by Friday, because the dick done got soft or whatever, or the ass ain't good no more, you know we ain't no good.
Exactly. There's nothing.
So now I'm divorced, and then starting this process over come Saturday night.
There's nothing else left in that relationship. Once you experience that person's sex, I mean, that's it. I mean that's really it. You haven't taken the time to get to know that person. And sadly, the mistake in my last relationship was just that. I was in that relationship for 5 years, and throughout the course of those years, I learned things about that individual that I should have learned before I even said, yeah, I'm committed to you. But, you know, I don't look at it as a mistake. I look at it as a learning experience. And so I've kind of pissed a lot of dudes off, you know, in being single because I wasn't feeling them the way that they were feeling me because, again, I'm looking for somebody that's compatible. And that's something that you cannot learn how to be. Either we're going to be compatible because of our energy organically or however you want to say it, or we're not going to be. And that's where I'm at. And I believe that until
here's the ticket. Mm-hmm. I teach this to folks. Your flaws have to be compatible too.
True.
And what I mean by that is you have to be the kind of person to where your quirks don't piss me off or disappoint me. Okay? To where it's a deal breaker. See, you may have those little bit of things that may rattle my nerve. It may make my teeth itch. But everything else about you overshadows that. And it's like, you know, okay, that's just a you thing that I have to learn that's just a part of who you are. You know, versus saying, oh no, you can't do that, and that there it rides me, and that there is no brainer. I cannot deal or fuck with anybody who's gonna do drugs. Okay, I tolerate marijuana, but you can't be crackers with that shit.
Right.
Okay. You cannot be crackers to where everything turn around. Every time I'm turning around, you busy trying to go get a dime bag, or no, you're going to get a half an ounce, and then by the end of the week, you back running. No, because I know folks who by two days they back running to go get some more. That means that this is a drug. No,
right?
I can't function like that. But you know, so your flaws have to be compatible as well.
Right, and like you said, when it comes to the flaws. I mean, if you are compatible with that person and you really, really like that person, then you will accept, you know, who they are, flaws and all. So, yeah,
exactly.
I'm with you.
Exactly. Let me bring in 248-915, baby. I feel you itching. Come on up in here, child, and join us.
Hey, B, how you doing?
I'm everything, baby. You already know. What's up?
Honey, I'm listening to this conversation as it relates about coming together in a union and picking a partner versus a sex buddy.
Wow.
Again, if you're looking for it in a hole or a pole, you'll never find it. Because if you're a bad bitch, you're going to soften that pole.
Oh.
And if you're a good motherfucker, you're going to weaken that hole.
See there?
My thing is this. It all comes down to respect, self-respect before you can have mutual respect. Would you agree? If you don't have self-respect, you're not going to get any respect from anybody else because you don't know what it looks like. You can't assimilate to it. You can say you got this and you got that. And, you know, I find down south, I find down here that it all sits in the number of degrees that the bitches have. But they can't maintain a social conversation outside of I graduated from here. Or they're sitting up confused. socialization is the first key to amorization. If you really want to be in love and you want that person to be there with you and blah, 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 you got to show them something outside the piece of paper. You know,
okay.
or your salary, or your car, or your house. A lot of these kids don't know how to get that. They don't. They think that those things make them somebody. No, they don't. They really don't. Love is a lot more simple than that. It's you two hearts coming together for the same purpose and trying to work through it. No, we're not going to always agree on everything. If you agree with me on everything, I'm bored. I'm going, that's going to make me want to go out and do something else because you don't challenge me or make me grow. I'm sorry.
Is everybody on the line single?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm single by choice.
Me too. But I was talking to a friend the other day, and is it really possible? Is it really and truly possible, based on men's genetic makeup, is it even possible for two men to even coexist together and be monogamous and be with each other, regardless of whether their heads turn because they see this other good-looking dude? But is it possible for a man to have that much self-control?
Baby, I have several friends, not to just cut you off, I have several friend couples that have been together longer than 30 years. Okay. And they've been cheating. Yeah, they might argue one night because one looked at the boy harder than the other. Or the boy came up and said something to one, and the other one didn't know what was going on, and I got accused of telling and got into a fight with the lover.
Okay.
It's very possible, but it again, that you said something that was really key, young man. You said that it's about maturity. It's about maturity, and it's about understanding what you need and what you want. See, that's key. A conversation I had today on the internet with some people in a group I belong to was, do you liking to be a bottom make you feminine? Or do you like being a top make you masculine? And if you are one of those, attracted to either one of those, can it work? And generally with gay couples, with same-sex couples, it comes down to position and top-bottom type stuff. If you are truly looking for love, top nor bottom should really come into it.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Let me come in here and let me go here with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna take this across the board on with orientation, because the word that we're looking for is commitment. If you have decided to say, I am committed to you, that there is a vow. Okay? Now, I don't give a damn what you want to call it and how we fighting for gay marriage and carrying on. When I say to you, I have committed to you, that means basically this is a marriage of some sort, loosely.
Come on,
that means that I have now said I am willing to put in whatever sacrifices needed to say we're going to make this work. If we say and agree upon this is going to be just me and you, if we agree and say that we are going to be monogamous, then yes, that's what that commitment means. That means that I am willing to make sure that I am committed my life, my body, my time, to make sure everything here comes to you first. And there are going to be things that's going to be off limits to others. Right. Now, if we're going to go sexually speaking, off limits means that I have preserved this to only give it to you.
Let's take that here, because as LGBT couples, we want to mimic marriage in a sense. Okay, so we can't use the word marriage, so we're going to use the word commitment. That means everything is off limits outside of us being a union. So I'm not fucking nobody else. I'm not sucking nobody else. None of that. I'm committed to you. And for the most part with my friends, that's what I've seen. And not only that, when we all talk about, I know for me, I can't speak for everybody else, but what the people that I've been around and seen, when I say I'm looking for a husband or I'm looking for a wife, I'm looking for a commitment. Somebody who's going to be there for better or worse, in sickness and in health. And it doesn't matter. We say that. A lot of us say that until the next pole walks by. Until the next pole walks by. See, it's one thing to say commitment, but it's another thing to practice commitment.
Because I think that's what it is. The work that is required is what folks do not want to put in, the time that it takes, which is why the whole polyamorous thing gets to me, because right now I'm just seeing this as a fad. For those who really are committed to this kind of lifestyle, I really want to hear from them. For those who say that, yes, and this is how we do it, give me an example of how this is working. And I know that's not going to be the prototype for all of them. I just want to hear how folks are making it work, particularly in African-American culture, or Americans of African descent. I'm learning to change that. In Americans of African descent, because that there is something that is not the norm for our culture here in America. Now, bitches want to sit up there and want to tell me how much of a harem we have over in Africa. Bitch, you ain't African. You American. You know shit about Africa, but what you done read in the book and want to put on some kente cloth and a damn kufi and say, Obama Gawa or whatever, and say Kwanzaa.
They want to say,
right, and you do that when you're fucking, so shit,
Hello guys. This is 918. This is 2554.
Do you have a name?
Yeah, go ahead.
You want to share?
Yes, sir. I want to share. I want to talk about monogamy.
I said a name.
I want to talk about being monogamous and talk about monogamy.
Okay.
I think it's in the individual, in that frame of mind, in the time that they came up.
Interesting.
Back when I came out, it was more like a one-on-one thing. It was more like a date, but it was very private, secluded. But it was a bond between two people that was very special, and not many people could penetrate that bond. Now, me, myself, I carried a relationship for 8 years at age 16 years old with an adult man who was probably in his late teens, very, very early 20s. And that was the best time of my life. Although it was under their terms, I had to come to grip with understanding what a true relationship was. Now, there was good experiences, but there were also bad experiences, which kept me in denial about who I really was. Now, to say and add on to that is I do think that an individual could be in a monogamous relationship if in that frame of mind it is serious, it will work. But nowadays, with our younger generations, we're not focused on that. They're not focused on long-term commitment. They're more focused on spontaneous and instantaneously.
Instagram, it's microwave. It's very microwave. But let me give you this. I'm gonna ask this question right here.
Okay.
Because listen, I've been out for about 30 years. Okay. So in that, my relationships have been few. Okay. Now, we talk about my sex life, honey. Hell, I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records as far as I'm concerned. Okay. At the same time, the question becomes, what has changed? What did we do as the older generation to these young kids? What did we do that we did not pass on the idea of being in a relationship to them. Because I know for me, my hang-up was sex was my addiction. So a lot of my recklessness was being led by addiction, okay, which is a separate issue. It's an important issue, but I'm gonna put that to the side for just a minute. But one of the things, my Bristol, that bitch has always been relationship oriented. She made me sick because every time she turned around, she was always in something long term, and I didn't get it. But her thing was, I want someone who's going to be there for the long haul, and she's always been that way. So every time she wanted to experiment and have her little reckless periods, that they'll confuse me because I'm like, okay, wait a minute, girl, this ain't you, you know. So what did we do as the older generation that we did not pass this over to the younger generation because they are a hot mess, and this whole microwave instantaneous kind of thing, you know, it's always been there, but we are at another, you know, it's come back new and improved now because the whole era of make love, not war back when we were kids, you know, coming out of that whole disco era and carrying on. Now, you know, it has bloomed. We had calmed down a minute with HIV and AIDS being what it was, but now we got shit like Truvada and carrying on, the anti-AIDS pill that done gave these kids free reign again. And so now everything is all about divide and conquer versus settling down and wanting to look for or understand what they're worth. So what did we not translate to them?
I want to answer that as
Go ahead.
And this is my opinion. You guys could refute it if you want to, but I really believe that the older generation gays did not communicate enough because everything was so in the closet. Had it been talked about during those times, then maybe now we would be more loving of ourselves. Because I mean, as you can see, the gays, like, I don't even really go to the gay club anymore because I just get so tired of the shade and the drama and the mess. But I really believe if it were as broadcasted then as it is now, I really believe that we'll be much more advanced. And again, it kind of ties back to social media. So, you know, we are the age that is broadcasting it. You know, it is what it is. We have sex with men. We love it. That's who we are. So we are like the cloud generation. So maybe the next generation will be a little bit more better when it comes to monogamy or what have you.
Not if y'all don't teach it. Not if your generation don't show them how. Because if we didn't give it to you, and y'all got all these tools here that can teach it, if your generation don't, then the next generation, I would hate to see where it's going because where this generation is now, I'm like, what the fuck did we do wrong?
But we're just
I'm one of the ones that was on the front line for y'all to be able to be as free as you are because I took a lot of those hits.
Right.
You know,
we are reacting off of what has happened. It's like a dog. You know, you keep a dog on the chain for so long, you let the dog loose, the dog is going to run.
Now you got a point.
That's what we are. So the chain is loose. Everybody knows. It's homosexuals out there. We love who we are. Now we got to run with it. So hopefully the next generation will love themselves a little bit more than we did, and they would make better decisions and, you know, move forward and teach generations after that. But, you know, to answer your question again.
You know what? In listening to what you're saying, you're talking about the next generation. You're looking at the kids that are coming up and coming out now. They've become so much wilder in a time and era where we paid the cost for them to be free. But these girls on TV shaking their ass, walking down the street with purses and high heels. Everything is being judged by that standard. We didn't come up like that. You couldn't be out in the streets with a purse on your arm. You couldn't be walking down the street switching with booty shorts on. We get our asses whooped, for real. We get our asses whooped, and 9 times out of 10, in a lot of church homes, you get kicked the fuck out the house. You can't live here like that.
Exactly.
You know,
that's true.
You can't.
We are running with it. We are running.
You look at You hold on. You look at these things with the information that's out here about HIV and AIDS, and kids are still dying. They ain't taking no lessons from us because, again, just like we kind of were with the older cats. Oh, baby, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm young and fine. It's gonna last forever. Wait till you get 50 and that shit start to fade, and you can't do as much as you used to do. You know, I literally know. I just heard this the other day, and it fucked my head up. The kids are having drug parties, and the way you get in the party is to bring drugs and to bring the Truvada. And I was like, what?
Bitch, stop playing.
I swear, bitch.
No.
But we're not going to talk about it.
They are having
do what I mean.
And to the guy that's on the phone with us being older cats. You remember how the older cats used to chase the young cats? They used to chase us.
We call them chicken hearts.
We, being young, looking for something different, would fall in love, honey. They would fuck us until they was tired and then be like, okay, bitch, I'm fucking your friend now. Not just I'm through fucking you, but I'm going to fuck your friend.
Your friend, right. How about that?
And the friend would be like, oh, bitch, you just mad because he don't want you no more. Girl, just like he can't. Wait a couple of weeks. It's going to be your turn. And it was always one old motherfucker in the group that was hot, that fucked all the young kids in one circle.
Yeah.
Right.
But this is the time for the older generation to regain control of the situation, and so we can have a direction to go in. And that's why I emphasize guys who that's a pet peeve of mine when older men pay for sex because you're setting a bad example. Because see now we spoiled our kids from the beginning, and then and turn around and re-spoil them again. The generation will never see the gap and change it. They're gonna always.
Well, that's a good point. I like that point.
Yeah, they're gonna always.
They set them up for failure. The desire that, I'm so hot, somebody going to pay my phone bill, they're going to buy this, and then you get to a point where you ain't the young hot kitty no more.
Thank you.
Right.
Exactly. You have to pay everything yourself, and the reality kicks in. They used me.
I went there, but I'm sorry.
They didn't use you. You used yourself.
Yeah,
right. You yourself, because if you had to look past the green and saw what it really meant, what they mean, you'd have figured out that you were no more than a piece of ass or a piece of dick.
Thank you.
You know
exactly.
No. Or we look at it like this: okay, you a piece of ass, or you the trade.
Right. You know, okay. Let's not even get on that word trade, honey. Because
because the whole kids. That's how you ready.
You missed it. The child said trade is obsolete now.
But this is the ha-ha. Trade was obsolete then because the read used to be today's trade is tomorrow's competition.
Right.
Because they realize that the rectum is a very sensitive organ. And it's so sensitive to the fact that it's almost like crack. Once you get that spot, you're going to want that spot hit again and again and again and again.
Because that is the spot, honey. That is the spot.
But that's if it's hit right. If they don't hit it right, you're going to turn them off and they ain't going to want nobody to touch their ass until they find that one.
Yeah. And that's the part about Oh, yeah.
Okay. I will say this. I'm gonna say this. My last relationship, again, like I said earlier, I was in it for 5 years. This is my first time saying this. I did cheat. He never found out. Okay, but come to find out, he had been cheating way longer than I had been. Now, I will say this. I didn't necessarily cheat based on because I was physically attracted to that person or anything like that. I cheated because I was lacking something in the relationship. Number one, I lacked communication. Like we didn't communicate. I always told him that. And then number two, like you said, when you commit to someone, it no longer involves me being a bottom, you being a top, or vice versa. We are in this together, so we should be able to compromise. And I wasn't being fulfilled 100%, and so that's why I cheated. Now, why he cheated, I don't know. Like I said, he's an ex now, and I just believe that until we could basically learn how to communicate as two men and learn how to love ourselves as a homosexual individual, it'll never work. I know y'all mentioned that y'all have friends that have been in relationships for 30-plus years or what have you, which is cool, but you may not know everything that you don't know all the ins and outs of their relationship. You don't.
Well, with these two, I actually do. I was friends with them when they met, and I'm gonna tell you, they're not exempt from a lot of the shit you're talking about, not at all. But any relationship, I don't care if it's LGBT, heterosexual, heterosexual, whoever next. Multiple relationship where you got 2 wives or 3 wives or sister wives or whatever. These issues are going to be present wherever it is. I don't care what your relationship is, even a straight marriage right now. The big thing that they're talking about is that I need to be excited in the bedroom. My husband gets in the bed and he want me to play with his butt, or my wife gets in the bathroom and she want to spank me, and I don't know if I can do with all of that, and all this kind of shit. All of these issues that we talk about have always existed. I just had a conversation when I was home with my grandmother, who is 92 years old, and she talked about the freaky shit my granddaddy used to do.
Oh, my God.
No, you would think that, I'm see, and this is one of the things that we didn't do as young people. We didn't want to listen to the older people.
Right.
She was telling us that to let you know that, baby, you getting older now. You're going to have some shit come at you that you don't think that just ain't on the table, honey. And if you are truly committed to your relationship, you're going to at least be willing to try it because it's a need for your significant other.
Exactly. And that ought to be reciprocated. And if it's always one-sided, then that means that selfishness and the love is not what you think it is. Now, let me bring in.
That was the nature of the conversation completely. Meech, I hate to get in here like this, but I really want to talk about that boy.
Talk about it. Please.
Which boy?
Talk about what's his name that just got kicked off the football team? Ray Rice.
Oh, that Ray Rice.
I had been feeling, last week we couldn't get to it because I was hot about it last week. Y'all want to fire this boy and kill his livelihood. Y'all knew about this months in advance before all of this hit the public.
Right.
There ain't nobody talked about getting him no help. And the only thing they've done, the celebrity women have come on TV and talked about how dare he put his hands on her and blah, 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 blah. Well, bitch, what did you do when you was getting your ass kicked? You talked about being abused, but what did you do when you was getting your ass kicked? Did you come out and tell it?
The way I feel about that whole situation is now, like, I don't tolerate domestic violence from either party. I've been in that, done that. I just feel like if I love you and you love me, we shouldn't have to get to that point because I love my family. I love my friends. We don't have that issue, so why should I have that with my lover or my husband?
Oh, child, you fuck around and call yourself trying to whoop me and I can't whoop you back. It's going to be some sad singing and flower ringing. Bitch, you better not go to sleep.
Here is my take on this. And my whole thing is this. We all know that fighting and carrying on, honey, is bad or is not acceptable. It is unmentionable behavior regardless of who it is. My anger came with the NFL because they double jeopardied him. Y'all already gave him his sentence. You suspended him for a couple of games and this, that, and the other. Whatever you said you was going to do, you put the new policy in place. Because these bitches are set up there and they released the whole video. We knew what it was when the first video came out, the little clip. Y'all already said he jumped on his wife and carried on. You only showed that little part of the damn film. Okay.
I hate to do this, guys. I really hate to do this, but I think it boils down to race in this case because the bylaws of this contract stated that if that were to happen, I think he should have been suspended for 6 games according to his contract. However, they tried to suspend him, indefinitely. But
that's
what I'm saying.
They didn't.
See, here's what it is.
Suspend him indefinitely until it came to
until the whole thing came out. When they released the rest of the whole video from the elevator when he actually hit her and you saw how he hit her or whatever, that's when all this came about, and that's why I'm saying this is double jeopardy. You had already gave him his sentence already. You had already did this, and it had already been in the news, and then now you're going to backpedal because you got pressure from domestic violence institutions and carrying on, and that's a lie. I am one who do not believe that a man should never hit a woman. I don't believe that bullshit because I'm going to tell you like this. If that bitch is going to be strong enough to come up at me and act as if she going to stand toe-to-toe with me, especially after we done sat up there and said, get off my nerve, or whatever, and you provoke me to hit you, then damn it, that's what you got. And especially if you hit me first. In this particular case, yes, he knocked the shit out of her, and that he was wrong for because even though they said she did hit at him or whatever, but it wasn't in a violent, attacking kind of way, you know, that kind of thing, he could have easily defended himself from her without hitting her. But that's not my issue. My issue is the NFL doubled back. They backpedaled, and they sit up there, and now because you got pressure, now you want to sit down there and suspend him indefinitely from his career. That's lawsuit. No, you're not going to give me all that because you got pressure. That's bullshit. That there is bullshit. You don't take his livelihood because you know you don't do that in the court of law. In a court of law, once you get tried for you've been tried for a crime, there is no double jeopardy. You can't be tried twice for the same crime.
And that's basically what they've done to him is tried him twice. And he fucked up, and now this man got a mortgage. They got kids together. They got shit they got to do, and y'all just because the public is just now coming to the public's light. He said no to the wrong hunky about something, honey, and that's why he getting what he got. I hate to say it.
Somebody else said that.
Black folks don't make decisions like that. Let's keep it 100.
Yeah.
Let's keep it 100. And then now everybody is on the bandwagon of this, that, and the other. Well, honey, you know, who's to say they didn't show whatever she did to start it?
Exactly.
There's no conversation
right.
Exactly.
Right.
I don't know if that woman gave him a
right. And for all of that, and see, that's what makes the whole, you know, the domestic thing irrelevant for me because, okay, yeah, we already knew you were ass. Okay, you're wrong for that. All right, cool. But now, you know, that there is not my issue anymore because whatever happens in those particular relationships, like I said, I don't believe in that a man should never hit a woman philosophy. No, I do believe you're not supposed to sit down there and to accost her and this, that, and the other to where you know you could control her and all that because that there is intimidation. I don't believe in that. But if you're going to go fighting toe-to-toe, shit, we learned this as kids. If somebody hits you, you hit them back. That's a preschool lesson. We learned that when we was on the fucking playground when Johnny and Mary came up and they wanted to kick. You don't put your feet on nobody. If they're bigger than you, you grab a stick and knock the fuck out of them. That's what we were taught as children. You don't let nobody hurt you. That was what my lesson was that came from my mama. So we learned that as kids. So and Whoopi Goldberg said it best. If you don't want to get hit back, don't hit nobody. God damn it. And I'm going to 678-900. Come on up in here, baby. Hello, darling. You're dishing tea with Big Meats. Come on.
Hey, Big Meats. How you doing? This is Brandon. How you doing?
Hey, baby. Talk to me.
I want to kind of comment on the polynomial relationship.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in one. Well, I'm not in one. I'm the I guess you would say the third wheel.
Take my picture, girl, with my lover.
So what happens is, you know, they're in the relationship, but it's kind of it's an interesting situation because they are one's the top and one's the bottom. However, the top has needs too.
Right.
And the bottom is not going to fulfill the top's needs as it comes to him being the bottom, which is crazy because the bottom's dick is bigger than all of ours.
Ooh. Oh, you know what? But see, the bottoms did get hard too.
But here's the thing, because see now we're dealing with with a few different dynamics here. Number one, what we have here is a relationship where the boundaries have already been set. You have someone who wants to be a total bottom with someone who's claiming to be a total top in a relationship. Now, personally, I don't believe in total anything because that there becomes selfish, okay? Now, that's me personally. However, as we've been saying throughout this conversation, if this is a relationship, the idea should be I am doing whatever I need to, within reason, to satisfy my partner. Okay, that should be the goal. So there is no top or bottom. So that's the first thing that we're dealing with. The second thing that we're dealing with is that I'm not necessarily sure if you are the third wheel outside of being the mister on the side. I was going to say the chick on the side, but no, you're being the mister on the side. See, because now what has happened is unless you know both of them and have interacted with, well, no, you have, because you said the bottom, his dick is bigger than both of you. Okay, but anyway, the whole idea becomes now you have become the play toy for the top because he gets sexually fulfilled from you. So right now, this ain't a relationship outside of sex. You just his top. That's all.
You know what I think about that?
And he comes to you whenever he needs that itch scratched. Otherwise, you have nothing to do with that relationship outside of fucking the top.
Wait a minute.
I totally agree with that. But here's the situation. This is where it gets tricky. This is why I'm not going to say I'm trying to get out of it, but I just kind of stay in my lane on that regard. I completely agree with you on that. But when it becomes, I just feel like as in a relationship, you should, when you all having that discussion on, what is your preference, I do feel like in some point in time you need to have, okay, I do like doing this. Would you consider doing this for me? Because at this point, it was all fun in the beginning. All right, fine, cool. You want me to do it? I'm a freak. I ain't got no problem with it. Then all of a sudden, it is going from casual. Now all of a sudden, you talking about every day, and I'm just like, nah, this ain't what was originally agreed upon. This is tough. This is something totally different. And then because he's building a relationship with you, because just like the young man was just saying here, he cheated because he wasn't being fulfilled in his relationship. So now you are becoming the secondary, honey. You're the chick on the side, and what ain't being done at home is being done with you. So now you're the one that's holding the cards, because if you're going to continue this, my darling, then you got to set boundaries and rules. Either you're going to be with me or we're going to have to cut this short, because now you have changed what this started off to be. And most of the time in these kind of situations, that's what usually happens. It ends up changing unless you become a triad and he bring you in to the bottom, and then both of y'all fuck the bottom and then you fuck him. And then we'll see how that works.
Let me add.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Can I say something about the...
Hold on, bro. Two lay down, one getting up with feelings. Now, you fucking this boy. Are you in a relationship?
For me, no.
Yeah, you're not? Are you interested in being in a relationship?
No.
Okay, good, because reciprocity is a motherfucker. Because what you put out, you damn sure going to get back at some point. And again, two lay down, one getting up with feelings. And this other boy, he knew he was a complete bottom when he started fucking with it. It ain't your job to fix it.
That's why when you go into a relationship, that's why I'm looking for compatibility. I'm looking for chemistry. I'm looking for all of that, because I don't want any limitations when it comes to our relationship. I should be able to be a top, a bottom. I should be able to be versatile in every aspect for whomever I'm with. I don't want to be just a bottom or just a top.
And let me share this with y'all. You say top, bottom. You should be able to be sexual. Some people
That's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say. I really do.
You know what I'm saying? Some people just want to be. Maybe I just want to watch you jack off. Mm-hmm. But I'll bet you a dildo then or figure it out. If I'm not necessarily that kind of type, I'll fuck shit out you with a dildo.
Exactly. We will make it happen. Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. Why do I have to be role restricted? What the fuck is that about? It's almost like when you want to eat, you may not know what you.
I shouldn't have to be. I'm in my 20s. We don't know. Who have we learned from other than Sylvester and RuPaul and
come on, stop blaming your desire or your choices on the older generation. You know what turns you on.
I'm not blaming it, but
no, he said there were no role models. So a lot of it goes back to his point of information, because if they don't know what to do, it's just like learning from porn. Shit, when I watch a porn movie, it's like, okay, is that what you're supposed to do? Oh, okay. And then you find somebody who don't want to do it.
Came in. That's where the misguidance came in. When we turned to porn and when we started bringing in limitations, that's what killed the monogamous in relationships.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, y'all.
Let's ask this to the whole group. The first time you ever did anything else with the same sex, who talked you into it? Did you read a book? Did you see it on a movie?
No, it was. I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear. It was based on feelings. It was based on
it wasn't based on feelings. It wasn't based on feelings. It was based on attraction, and that's the whole thing.
Right.
It was based on attraction. You can't have feelings for a dick. You have feelings for that. You had an attraction for the dick or the ass or whatever.
No, with me,
I
had an attraction for the person. Me, myself, I had an attraction for the person. The dick
and then it felt natural to want to be sexual with that person based on that attraction. And that's what sex comes into play.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying the same thing.
I guess I was about 6 or 7 years old, and my sister's daddy was in the bed butt naked, and I had to go in the room and get some shoes, and his dick was out. He was high yellow with a brown dick. And I stood there in a coma, like, right. Just turn the fuck on. Right. Didn't know what to call it. I just know I wanted to touch it. Right.
Yes. But here's the thing. There was nothing in the book. There was nothing written that says, okay, you are a homosexual.
Yeah.
Because the older generation kept so much in the closet, there was nothing that we could reference. There was nothing.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna give you that to a point, because see, those of us who were on Front Street are the ones that don't nobody want to pay attention to, and they are the loud girls, the flaming girls, the drag queens that carried on, because they are the ones who always had the information, and they always were the ones on the Front Street. I was on Front Street because back in my younger days, I was a flame for the gods, honey. Okay, for the gods. In fact, to give you the equivalent, what we see as over the top now with these young kids getting all this weave in their hair, arching their eyebrows, and getting nails and wearing pumps and purses, I would consider that back in my day, because I was wearing the pastel colors. I had my hair pressed and curled. We had press-on nails at the time, Lee press-ons, but I didn't do Lees. I grew my own nails, and I did my own manicures. I was wearing people colors together.
But you go back to that time frame with us growing up. Depending on where you were brought up, if you were a church kid, you wouldn't be caught dead with one of them girls.
No, you wouldn't.
Exactly.
You couldn't socialize with them because you would be giving your tea away. They couldn't come to your house until it was late at night. Or you couldn't see them until you went to the bar.
Exactly. Right, because they were your bar friends. Right. And so now, a lot of that information. Wait.
You got the TV on now, and you got what's his name that do the hair and the nails? Them girls that work with the Atlanta Housewives. You got them as examples for being homosexual, honey. That bitch is always in a sickening mood. You know what I'm saying? You look at those, and then for a lot of us older kids, we be like, what the fuck? The younger cats are like, ooh, this.
For those who identify like that, for the ones who say that's female, they are the femme queens, or those who are butch queens or whatever. Those who identify as masculine don't see themselves in that, so they don't want to hear the information coming from them.
Right. No, they won't identify with it.
Exactly. And that's where it is.
You know what? Amongst gay men, or men, especially in our community, how many kids do you sit around here to talk about how they beat the pussy up, but it's always a girl bragging about how her pussy got whooped?
Right.
Right. Well, can I say this? I think that what the homosexual community really messed up is when we try to mimic heterosexual community, like, with the whole top and bottom thing. Personally,
we have no choice but to mimic that because that's what we know.
Exactly.
We have no choice but to mimic it because that there is what the roles are, and until we are able to define it, which is why the whole information on having polyamorous relationships is on the table, because it's outside of the box. And that there it seems to be an answer to deal with the whole idea of men being men. Men are very sexual creatures naturally. Be a male child. That there is what we are. When we first learned that our dicks worked, ever since we got that first piece, it has been the Red October ever since. And now we have to learn how to shape it, to make it work for us in a way to where we're not sitting up here being, Horetta and this, that, and the other. But a lot of us, particularly, slutter, slutzilla. Okay.
Because the girls get together now, and as soon as your sister go to work, you know that bitch got to work 12 hours. Some girl is kept there because she didn't talk about her husband's dick all day. Oh, I'm gonna go get this.
Right.
I didn't call him looking at my ass. I'm going to fuck him today, honey. He gonna fuck this today. And those are all.
Vice versa.
It's not that we're mimicking anything. That's just what it is. That's just the nature of sexuality.
Right. Let me bring in 313. I'm going to bring in another caller. 313-516. I know you've been on hold. I think if I know who this is going to get live. Hello?
Hey, girl. Hello?
Is it me?
Hello, darling. You're on the air. 313-516.
Oh, yes. Oh, God, I've been waiting to get on the phone and talk to y'all. Everybody, I got to
wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute, let me see whose phone that might be. I got static feedback. Let me see something.
It might be mine.
Have you heard?
No, hold on. Yeah, you can. Hold on. Let me see. Curtis, that was you. Curtis, I'll mute you for a minute. I'm going to bring you back in. 313-516. Go ahead, baby.
Okay, here I am. Now, you sat up there and talked about where the young folks went wrong. I don't even understand how you could say something like that. When I was coming up and all the really homosexual, everything started coming out with the drags and the AIDS and all that stuff and bathhouses and this and that. Every guy I've met, young people nowadays that is gay, all of them want to do the poking. All of them say they don't want to they want to do the poker. I was watching Love and Hip Hop, and the chick was married and still had another girl on the side to come eat. So what is this monogamous stuff? How is it monogamous and people are bisexual? You know what I mean? You're supposed to meet somebody, talk to them, and see what's in their mind before the first thing you want to see is fuck. And
what's your sign? What's your sign?
Wait a minute. You're talking about hiding. What? I don't understand why you have to hide. If it's you and a friend, even somebody that you like, going out on a date, y'all can go to the movies together, y'all can go to the bar together, or are you hiding to have sex?
Right. What's your sign?
I'm a Libra and a Virgo. My birthday's September 23rd, baby.
Okay. You know what? You made a lot of sense to me. Thank you. But yeah,
here's the thing. I wasn't asking about whether young people went wrong. I was asking where did we go wrong, because for the young people to be where they are, we didn't teach them something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My generation did not impart that onto the next generation is where my comment was.
I don't think your generation actually was doing it either. You know what I mean? Because all I heard about was everybody getting together, everybody going to bathhouses, everybody just fucking anybody, whoever they want to fuck. It's just, you don't even know their name. You just and you want to fuck them and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, let me bring some clarity to that. Because back in the day, gay culture existed. That was all gay culture was. Okay, was the bathhouses and things, because we did not have the bar element the way that we have it now. You know, everything was a secret underground kind of thing. And, of course, when the bathhouses and all that were popular, you talking about an era, honey, we talking about the the 70s, late 60s, early 70s and 80s, where everying about life
right
to those young children.
When they had all that bullshit,
Thank you. That there it was about, the whole idea of being free, and now that I'm out, I can have sex, and I can this and I can that. It wasn't necessarily about learning how to build relationships, because as with anything, life is about being young and being adventurous. But in that, a lot of the kids, when I started coming out, we had the mentors and carried on who was able to sit down and tell me, okay, little Miss Thing, this ain't going to be good for you in a minute. I got to sit down like this. This is the club. What the hell are you talking about? We finna go to live. This is everything. And they said, oh, no, honey, this is going to get old. And within 5 years, honey, that bitch sat down there and was right, because I was over it.
So can we say that it's safe to say, can we all say that it's safe to say whether you're a heterosexual or homosexual, eventually being a hoe and just fucking just to fuck gets old?
Well, you know what? That there is what life is. That there is what life is. The problem that we have is that being that LGBT culture, or being gay or whatever, particularly being gay men, is always thrusted into mainstream society as an evil. So we don't hear about the guy who is the hoe, like on Ian Levan's. This motherfucker got 34 kids. Okay, with 17 baby mamas. Okay, but yet he's being champion, and he could beat his chest, because that's what being a man is all about. And folks are still saying, well, you need to get on those girls. They stupid-ass bitches for letting him do that. What the hell is that? You ain't giving him no responsibility.
Wait a minute. That is not what being a man is all about. It's fucking all these women having all these kids. So don't say that. That's not what a man is supposed to be. Whether he's gay or homosexual, a man is a man that takes care of his home.
And that is where
out in the street, fucking everything and everybody that he could see. Even the heterosexual man is not raising these young boys up right.
Exactly.
Think about society, though. Think about society.
Community. If you look at TV, everything you see, look, Will and Grace, my favorite show. Jack was the biggest hoe that was out there. Okay?
Right.
It's my favorite show. Every time when you watch these homosexual, or not homosexual shows, but shows that they have diversity in them, that's better. They use that stereotype. So that's where a lot of people get all of that from. Like, if it wasn't for my Demetrius and another person, I would still be in the dark about homosexuality, because to me, I always thought it was just something that you wanted to do. It wasn't in you. It was something that you wanted to do. Until I got clarity, I never discriminated anybody. It was just something that I never understood.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And here is where we get into a lot of the intricacies of what it means, because now, just like you coming in as a heteroattractional female, being educated on the wilds of LGBT living, see now what you were taught was you were already polyamorous, because that's all you were doing was fucking. Y'all didn't want no relationship. All you wanted was sex out of it. And that there is what is being led in as the anchoring moniker of what LGBT living is all about. Now that we want to add on that, you know, now we're talking about, you want to be in a polyamorous relationship where you got a boyfriend, you got two boyfriends. You know, folks are looking at that. See, y'all been doing that anyway. But then LGBT culture, the gay children are like, no, you know, well, I want to be here and I want to be in a triad and this, that, and the other. And it needs to be on the table for something for us to look at realistically. But right now, I'm disagreeing with it a lot of times because I see it as a fad. Because all I see it as is something as an answer to, is a means to say I'm a hoe, but I don't want to say that I'm cheating on my partner. So we just going to be in a triad.
Because it's acceptable now to be a hoe. You're supposed to be a hoe nowadays. If you look at everything,
exactly.
Even milk commercials is sexual.
But you know what?
Exactly.
Growing up as a young man with a sister, I will say this. My mother would ask me where my girlfriend is, am I meeting any girls? But for my sister, she couldn't date till she was 16 or 17. Not that my mother was wrong in what she was doing. As a man, I was raised to find a girl.
To be promiscuous. Exactly.
A girl was supposed to withhold herself. So, with me looking at that, if a girl's supposed to withhold herself and not give me the nookie, where am I supposed to get it from?
Exactly. And then being that we are all men, and as gay men, hell, we already know what this is all about. So it's easier to have sex in the abundance. Now to sit down there and to commit to a relationship or to say I want a relationship, that there becomes too pussified, if you will, because now you're sitting up here trying to be. Exactly. And that there's where it is. Let me come up in here. I want to bring in 901-553 real quick. 901-553. Come on up in here and say your piece. Hello, darling. You're dishing tea. 901-553. Okay, baby, I'm going to put you back on mute, honey. Check your button. If you were trying to talk, you may be on mute. Check your phone. Anywho, yeah. So
I want to get back to this men hitting on women, too. Now, I also believe that no man should beat a woman. But my thought changed. No man should ever beat a woman. But now I got a grandson, okay? And now I see how these little raggedy females is out here, too. So as my nephews and stuff was growing up, I told them, if a girl hits you, choke her. I want you to give her one good choke, one good time. That's it. Just one good choke to let her know you can't deal with me. You can't fight me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Not to beat them, but I also feel that if a woman hits you, you hit her back, but you don't have to put all that man strength in it.
No.
But you
can't define that because that man did not hit her with all his power. Because had he hit her with all his power, she would probably be mentally retarded today.
But he did give her.
You know what? Here is the ticket, and I'm going to say this because, see, it depends. You're going to get back what you give me. If you just sit down there and do a little slap because you trying to be cute, I'm going to slap your bitch ass right back. If you come at me like you coming from Texas.
I don't think that's right. That's not right.
Because
literally, everybody, I don't give a fuck. If somebody hits you, you don't supposed to hit them back unless you're in that type of environment. Other than that, you remove yourself from that environment, or you have that person removed. You are not. No, this ain't no tit for tat. This ain't no tit for tat. If I slap you leave. You leave me alone.
You challenge me come at me and want to act as if you gonna stare toe to toe and you want to slap the shit out of me, I'm gonna slap the motherfucking hell right back out you. I don't give a fuck about that. Is where it is.
That's exactly why all the men go to jail. Because
ma'am. You know what? Tell Bubba to get his ring ready.
If I smack the shit out of you right now, you would be like, oh my God, is a mosquito in here? That's what you would say. But if you slap the shit out of me, I'm hitting the ground.
But let me ask you this, ma'am.
Your handprint might be in my cheek. Go ahead.
Ma'am, you said that you had grandchildren, so you have children. Let me ask you this. While you were raising your children, were you a single mother or did you have the children's father around?
No, I was a single mom.
Okay. I think that ultimately that may be the problem. I had a single mother too, and it's so many, and I'm going to narrow it down a little bit more. In the African-American family, it's so many single black mothers trying to teach men how to be men.
True that.
I think that is one of the biggest issues when it comes to homosexuality. I'm on that theory. And now I'm not saying that if my father was in the picture, I still would not be homosexual because I am a homosexual. But I think that as a man, I'm lost in the definition of that and what it should be. Because being a man doesn't necessarily mean that I have to have my pants sagging or my chest showing or things like that. And that's my feeling towards it. Okay.
I definitely understand. I just have a problem with men beating or hitting a woman that hard. You don't have to do that. Yes, I'm mad at you because you did whatever happened. Okay? There's no reason for you to hit me that hard to where I got a black eye because I didn't give you a black eye. My handprint is not in your face.
There's some strong women out there now. It's some Amazons out there. It's some strong women.
Now, and that's where my point is. How you give it to me is how I'm giving it to you back. And see, there's like I said, look at
I was raised not to hit a woman. As a gay man, my mom told me to like you said, choke a woman.
To walk away.
My mom went a little further, put up against the wall, and wait till somebody come and get her to calm her down because a man can overpower a woman.
That's what I said.
You know what? Let me stop
that's what I said, and that's what I agree on.
Because here's the part that folks have forgotten. And we always been taught that a man can overpower a woman. And yes, a man physically may have 27 more muscles than a woman. But if he didn't develop them fucking muscles, he ain't got that same strength. Especially if she's the one that's been working out, Tae-Boing, kickboxing, and all this other bullshit. She come up in here ready to throw down. He don't necessarily have the same vantage point. Yes, he is a male. He can probably overpower her, but if he is not in the same vantage point and have worked those muscles to where he know he got them in use and they add to his strength. No, that ain't no bullshit, goddammit. That is not bullshit. How in the hell do you know? How do you know? How can a woman now, a woman can sit down there and she can whoop a man's ass these days?
Whatever woman you in front of, you know if you can whoop that woman's ass or not. You know
what? No, you don't necessarily know that shit. How the fuck do you think these bitches get over there, get over on men?
Oh, please. You got to be kidding me. I'm not talking about a midget fighting some Amazon girl. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a regular, normal person walking up and down the street, who you work with, whatever. I don't care what she do. And you know doggone well if you can whoop her ass if you can't. Now, if you can whoop her ass, you need to walk away. A man is supposed to be strong enough.
Here is the thing, like I say.
No,
and that's a lie. That's a lie and a half.
Let me say this, okay? A man, I don't give a fuck what kind of man it is. He is supposed to be a leader. He is the one that people are supposed to follow. Okay? So if your son, see, you hit hit a woman, what you think that little boy gonna grow up to do? No, you're supposed to be somebody I look to. You're supposed to walk away. If a woman hits you, let me get out of here before I kill her. Let me call the police.
Because see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, because that's the wrong message. Because you say if a woman does it, it's all about fighting, period. Because see, if I'm sitting up here trying to raise my son to how to protect himself, that goes across the board. And everybody want to sit down there and genderify this. That's a lie and a half. You don't let nobody hurt you, period. I don't give a fuck who it is. If this bitch don't stand toe to toe, if this bitch will stand toe to toe with you, look, ass, point blank. And that's my feeling on it. That's my feeling on it. That's my feeling
I'm sorry.
Well,
that's my feeling.
A real man
is going to stand.
A real man is mature enough to walk.
A real man is going to protect himself. He ain't going to let nobody hurt him. Point blank.
Let me tell you this. A woman knocked me out. A woman knocked me out one time cold. A woman, real breeding, real vagina-having woman knocked my manly ass, 27 muscle extra having ass down to the ground.
Okay.
So, with that being said, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't tolerate domestic violence on either part. The man shouldn't put his hands on a woman. The woman should not put his hands on a man.
Exactly.
At the end of it all boils down to, you know, nobody should put their hands on
But two wrongs don't make a right. You don't teach
two wrongs don't make a right.
If a girl hits you, you go and hit her back. No, you don't teach a man that. You don't teach a boy that. No.
So you teach everybody that. It ain't about teaching a man or a boy. It's about you standing up for yourself.
Oh my
No,
God!
that's ridiculous.
You telling me that all women can whoop your ass? A woman right now, you, Demetrius, 260 pounds, 6 feet tall. You telling me a 5'3" woman can beat your ass? No.
Well, that bitch is trained. If you sit up there trained to be a motherfucking boxer and I'm not, hell, goddamn, yes, she hit me right.
But it's a lot of things we are supposed to do that we don't do, okay? That's why they don't put women in men's jails. That's why they don't put that. That's why they don't.
No. A woman can do anything a man can do. A woman can do anything a man can do. You better look at Beyonce.
Unless you frail, unless you soft. It is all types of men out here in this world. Because
why do you think they have
abuse out here? But the men don't say nothing because of their pride. My whole thing is you need to press charges because that woman going to put you in jail. Just like Chris Brown and that chick beat his ass, okay? He was the one that went to jail because his hands gave her black eyes. Her hands didn't give him black eyes. That's why they tried to boycott Chris Brown. Okay?
But you just said something very significant. You just said something very significant. She kicked his ass. And because she kicked his ass, he was the one that went to jail because he ended up blacking her eyes, which means that he hit her back. He hit her back. And that I don't care. I just don't agree with that. I do not agree with you should never hit a woman. No. There are times where, like I say, if that bitch is going to stand up to me and act as if we going toe-to-toe, then she gonna get the fuck knocked right up out of her. If it's not
provoked, you be in jail. You the one be in jail, and you the one gotta pay the money.
His ring ready, because I'll be his bitch gladly.
You feel like a big man because you hit her back, but you the one gonna be in jail, and you the one gotta go to court.
It's not about being a big man. It's not about being a big man. It's about defending myself, especially if I'm provoked.
You can walk your ass away, and you know you can press charges.
Wait. Because just like you say, I know I can whoop her ass, she know that shit too. So she better not come fucking with me.
Okay, but ma'am.
Just like you say, I should know it. What the fuck would make her want to fuck with me then?
No, you do not hit a woman, period.
No, what? If she know I can whoop her ass, what the fuck make her think she want to take me on?
So if that's what you want to do, if that's how you believe and that's what you're telling your kids, then they the ones going to be in jail, not that woman.
Child,
okay?
That's the dumbest thing on listen.
You saw what Chris Brown did. Chris Brown left her ass alone. She the one who's going crazy.
Wait a minute. My sisters are big girls, okay? My sisters are big girls. And there was a little boy, this boy was fucking with my sisters, okay? And she kept telling him, leave me alone, okay? The boy antagonized her because she big, kept fucking with her. She whopped his ass, right? He go home and get his mama. His mama come down the street telling herself she know she too big to be jumping on him. And my mama told her he knew that that when he was fucking with her, and he wouldn't stop fucking with her, so she kicked his ass like I told her to do. And I say the same goddamn thing. If a woman know as big as I am, she want to antagonize me and know I will whoop her ass, and she still want to come to me like she can whoop my ass, I will fuck her up if she sit up there and fuck with me.
And you will be in jail, and they caught it.
And I would gladly be brother's bitch, tell him to get his ring ready.
When your sister hit that boy back, what did he do? He left and went home and got his mama. He
went and got his mama because he was
he could have did whatever the fuck he wanted to. He could have picked up a stick. He could have did whatever. They could have went head to head, both of them.
She would have whopped his ass like we told her.
You don't know that. You don't know
She would have whopped his ass because that's what we taught her.
You don't know
and
that.
That's what it was. He went home.
You don't know where it go. He left. See, the man is supposed to leave. Him as a little boy knew that.
He left because after he hit her, she hit him back. He left because she hit him back and it hurt.
We're talking about a boy and a girl. Okay, we're talking about a boy and a girl. The girl hitting him back.
But I think that the point I was making with that was about as far as God was concerned.
He didn't sock her in her face. He was teasing her.
Girl, tell me what's the difference.
She said, leave me alone. Because the same
what's
thing
the difference? So you mean to tell me, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me, if I'm sitting up here as a grown man, telling this child, okay, a woman coming up on me, teasing, taunting me again, and I'm like, okay, you on my nerve, now leave me alone. And I did what I was going to do, okay? And I walked away, I did this, and you still coming up on me. You trying to tell me because she want to give me the guys, she teasing, that it's okay. And I'm still supposed to walk away. And she done got me to that point where I'm ready to knock her out. And then when I tell her if she don't stop, I'm going to slap her. Then she want to sit up there and come on me like she going to take me on. Lies. If she hit me like she going to take me on and want to stand toe-to-toe, I will knock her the fuck back out if she touch me like that. Point blank.
Either way it go, you still will be the one in jail. You can.
And like I said, tell brother to have his ring ready. I would gladly be his bitch.
Why do you think?
Not in Georgia, ma'am.
Look how many women in jail right now for defending themselves against their husbands beating their ass, and they killed the man, but they still in jail. Okay,
but here,
so you're supposed to
we are two
away.
different issues as far. No. I disagree with that totally.
To me, if you're a grown ass man, okay, first of all, if you're a grown ass man and somebody come in there acting like a kid, immature, talking to you, taunting you, and all this other stuff, now one or two have to leave. Something has to happen, okay? Because you're not allowed to do that. That's against the law.
The man's
law. Give you this, and let me tell you.
A woman will put a man in jail. A man can put a woman in jail. Let me tell you something right now. There is just as much husband abuse that it is wife abuse out here. The only difference is the man is not saying nothing. They just leaving the bitches. If you get on, you look at her on TV. Ray J said it the other day. She too violent. She like to fight. She like to do this. So he left her ass alone, and she the one going crazy trying to get him back.
I'm gonna tell you something because this happened with my brother, and when I watched this, I had no sympathy for his girlfriend at the time. They had got into an argument. And now I'm 6'4". My brother is 6'7". Okay, my brother and I were at that time we were the same weight. We were about 350. He's the more muscular one of us because he had the athletic body. His girlfriend at the time was about 5'6", 5'7", maybe. Okay, heavy. You know, he like I'm thick, so she's a thick girl. Kept bumping her gums. My brother walked out the room. Leave me alone. She bumping. She pushed. She bumping. She went and knocked him in his chest. She said, girl, leave me alone. He done walked back in the room. She went to follow him. My brother left the house out the back door, which was off my room, walked out the door to get away from her. What this bitch do? She walked right out the door behind him, bopping, pushing, and something. When he turned around and slapped the shit out of her ass, She comes running in the door telling me, oh, he hit me. I said, bitch, that's what the fuck you got. Because he walked away and told you to leave his ass alone. And what the fuck make you think to follow this big motherfucker down the alley hollering at him was going to make him not turn around and beat your ass when he told you to leave him the fuck alone?
It's funny sound on that guy.
Still disagree. Whose house
and
was
you
that?
will be a disagreeing ass on it because after that, that's a lie and a half because she asked for it.
Was you at your mama's house?
Yes.
Well, then your mama should have came downstairs or whoever and said, you need to leave. You fucking with my brother. He's going to hit you.
Girl,
you need to go.
And you know what? When he walked out the door, it wasn't about her leaving because he left. He left the house. He left the house. He left the fucking house. So what was there for her to do? What was there for her to do? If we left the goddamn house, what the fuck would she follow him?
What hurt him? Nothing. She pushed him. That hurt him? No.
Girl, see, you talking about hurt. Fuck all that. Girl, never mind. You know what? Never mind all that because no. She antagonized him and got him to that point. Anybody, if you go sit up there and do it to a cat.
Telling you something you don't want to hear, does not give you the right to put your hands on them.
Girl, that's a lie and a half.
You know what it is? Kids sit like that's supposed to be provoked to where they actually hit somebody or shoot somebody.
You know what it is? You know what it is that we see women as nurturers. We don't see women as fighters. We see women as nurturers.
I see women just like men, except they're not as strong. They are hoes. They hoes. They smart. They do everything just like a man. They just do not have the strength. And we keep the kids.
Girl.
We see women as nurturers. We see it. I mean, let's go back to the Bible days. I mean, the man is supposed to go out there and do this and do that. The woman is supposed to stay home and take care of the kids and do this and do that. The woman is supposed to be soft. The man is supposed to be hard. It goes back to all of that. So,
child, now that's so funny that you went there because in the animal kingdom it's just the other way around. Because the lioness is the one that go out and do the hunting and carrying on. In the bee, it's the queen bee that sit up there and do everything else. In the cat community, it's the female cat to sit down there and do this, that, and the other. All the males in the other species are the proud showpieces.
Well, maybe we need to go back to the animal day. Maybe we need to.
No, the hell we shouldn't. Yeah, but at the same time, that male can go and kill that female's kids because he wants to be her thing or whatever.
Exactly. Because that goes to show you about a man's ego.
The man gets to have all these women, but she can only have the one man. How is that even fair? See, one thing about it is a man's private area don't get beat up like a woman's private area do.
But you know what? It's like you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. You straddle the fence when it comes to being a woman. Not in any way throwing shade or anything like that. The reason I say that is because you have feminist ways, but then again you understand.
Yes, I do get it because I would never. Two things I don't do. I don't call a man a bitch, and I do not put my hands on them. It's two things I just don't do.
But again, like it's like you have those feminist ways because like you want to protect the female, but at the end of the day, you understand when something like that happens to a female. So I mean, I'm with you with everything that you're saying, but I'm also in agreement with him as well because once that man walked out of the door, he got out of her presence. She continued to pursue him. And, you know, she got her ass slapped just like Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman. George pursued Trayvon. He got his ass whooped, and that's why he shot him, because he was getting his ass whooped. Same thing. Nobody put their hands on nobody.
I still say the same thing. A man knows you can always fix the situation. You can put her out, or you can leave, or you can call the police. Okay, it's always an option than putting your hands on somebody. Now, if you in jail and you live in that mentality, that's a different story. Now, Demetrius, I see where you coming from because you grew up with a bunch of kids and your sisters is tough. Your mama must be tough. Anyway, so I get where you coming from, because I've seen your sisters, and they look like back in the day, and even now they can whoop some ass. Okay? So I see where you coming from, Demetrius, but at the same time, it's still wrong. A man can still beat her ass. You could probably beat your sister's ass.
Please, I'm the firstborn.
She might get some good licks in. Don't get me wrong. She could get some good licks in, maybe give you a bloody nose. But at the end of the day, you going to still whip her ass.
Let's play some responsibility then. Let's play some responsibility. As a man, when I'm faced with a challenge with another person, if I know that person can whoop my ass, then 9 times out of 10, I am not going to try that person in a way where they're going to whoop my ass.
It would bring on physical harm. Exactly. If I know that I can possibly be overpowered or whatever, then it's best for me to defuse. I don't like fighting, period.
That's true. But what if you're a female and you come home and you just had a baby and your nigga fucking your sister in your bed in her house?
Well, you know what, though? It's time for you to
You don't think I'm going to be talking shit? And he like, leave me alone now, whatever. You don't think I'm not going to talk shit?
You know what, though? In that particular case, it is time for you to leave that man. They don't need to fight.
Exactly. Somebody needs to walk away. Instead of it coming to violence, you need to walk away. And that's what we need to teach our kids. But at the same time, if a woman is constantly picking on you and you can't do nothing, you need to choke her up. That's it. You ain't got to punch her. You ain't got to smack her. You ain't got to hit her in the stomach. You ain't got to hit her in the ribs. None of that shit. One hand, you can choke her up.
It works for some women and don't work for all. Because, like I said, for those who are...
Choke her till she pass out.
I'm not going to lie, though.
Choke her till she pass out.
The women that I know...
My mom,
they be some strong bitches, honey. They like to box. They like to combo. They go to all kinds of defense classes and shit. They trying to, and then as big as I am, they want to try to sit down there and take me down too. Lies.
But my mom as a woman, as a country woman, I've seen her stand up to my dad, and I've seen her go toe to toe with him. So I'm not going to necessarily say that a man can overpower a woman, because not every man can overpower a woman, but I do feel like, again, domestic violence shouldn't be had on either side. If I have to fight my lover, if I have to physically fight my lover, then there's a problem, because everybody else who loves me and who I love, we don't physically fight. So why should I fight my lover?
Exactly.
If I have to hit you, then we do not need to be in this relationship. My last relationship, that's why we broke up.
Exactly.
That's why we broke up,
because
my
whole point.
My last boyfriend.
And you wouldn't have to touch her.
My last boyfriend stood up there. He did some real bogus shit, and it had got to the point to where hitting him excited me. My dick got hard at the thought of beating his ass. And I said, you know what? I got to leave this alone, because I got excited at the thought of kicking your ass, and I should never have to feel as though I need to put my hands on somebody I'm going to bed with.
That's what a man do. He don't have to fight. He don't have to beat them up. He walk away.
No, he doesn't have to. And thank God that this fool, because he's an Italian white boy, and, you know, he had this little complex about him. Thank God that he heard the seriousness in my tone, because at one point he wanted to challenge me. And wanted to, you know, because he said that, so you think you're taller and bigger than me, that I can't handle you. And right there, I said, okay, little motherfucker, you would cut it out now, because see, you know, it was an interracial relationship, and then we up in Smyrna, which happens to be Lily White land, child. I'm the blackest thing in a little minute. So I'm sitting up here like, if it were to go down, I'm gonna go to jail immediately, okay, because of just on the scenario alone. So I had to really, I was glad that he did not jump at an opportunity to want to antagonize me, because he got a mouth like that, okay, which it could have got ugly. But it was at that moment where I had to tell him, oh, no. Huh?
Okay, well, can I ask this question?
I said you had enough sense to walk away, because you could have whipped his ass several times. But you said, no, I'm feeling some type of way. Let me get the fuck away. That's what I'm talking about.
most of that comes into the control of it. If a person is in a control situation where he can be able to still rationalize that, then yes, that's the real thing to do.
Right.
But in situations where the violence has escalated and you got this woman who is now want to challenge you and take you on toe to toe, and this is not in self-defense. I want you to hear this. This is not her defending herself from the dude. This is her taking him on. See, the ones who are in jail are the ones who've been defending themselves because they were in situations where the dude attacked them. You see, that's a whole separate scenario. I'm talking about the bitches who want to sit down there, like you got the little gang girls and shit that feel as though they just as tough as you are. You got a lot of stern lesbians that do that shit. They were standing toe to toe with a motherfucker because they feel as though they can. You know what I'm saying? No, bitch, you want to act like you're gonna take me down? Fuck it, I'm gonna whoop your ass. No, you're not gonna hit me and think it's all well and good. No. Like you punking me out.
But with that being said,
you know what? I agree with everything you said except for whoop your ass part.
Okay, but let me ask you this. So going back to the original question that I had, getting back to homosexuality, is it possible for two men to coexist together, being that we are dominant in so many situations?
Yeah, I think so. It all depends on if they attract to one another.
Well, here's the thing. The whole idea of it is that two dominant forces, one ends up becoming more dominant because you have the alpha, then you got the beta, okay? You know, for the loosely scientific terms. The alpha male is the one who is supposedly to be the leader. Okay, the beta male is just as strong, but he's the one who's going to step back a little bit. And in a male-male relationship, you must establish that. And when you get to know your partner, you get to know where his strengths are. Okay, and you know his weaknesses, and you don't exploit his weaknesses to where it becomes a problem. What it is, where he's weak at, you should be strong in so that y'all merge.
Exactly. That's why I said yes. I do.
If both of y'all are weak in the same areas, then that's where y'all gonna bump heads.
Yeah.
Because that's where it is.
Okay. So
if y'all got the same weaknesses, it's not gonna work.
So that applies to hetero relationships as well.
Of course.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know because it's kind of different because some women is in charge of the household. And then the man is in charge of bringing the money in, but he's still bringing the money to her, but he still is the one that's going out there making the money. She could be dominant because I know power couples, and they work together.
And that's what you just said. You said a power couple. And not that one is sitting up there. See, you got a lot of men who are handpicked, and they feel as though because this is what they're supposed to do as men. They're supposed to go out and make the money, they bring it home. The woman sits up there and she runs the house, she tells him what to do with it, and, you know, she neck rolls and this, that, and the other. And he just, oh, yes, baby, yeah, you know, it's one of those.
We got to get out of that 1955 thinking. We got to get out of that.
Now we have to come to a place where we understand. See, a relationship is supposed to be we are building something for the common good of us. There's you, there's me, and then there's we. See, in this relationship, you're not supposed to lose yourself. You always supposed to know who you are. So you got to take care of you. Okay, so there's you, there's me, and then there's we. What are we doing to secure us? I know what I got to do to secure me. Okay, you know what you got to do to secure you. There are moments where you need to have your day out with the boys. I need to miss your bitch ass sometimes. Okay, so that we got something to talk about when you come home. Then when we sit down there and get together, now we're sitting there building the we. We need to do this because we said we want this in our relationship. This is how we want our future to look. So can. We just now have to sit down there and learn how to identify those strengths and weaknesses. If we're weak in the same areas, we're going to end up bumping heads. Because that means we're strong in the same areas, and neither one of us are ready to be and give or compromise. Because it's going to feel like a defeat or feel like I'm less than.
And I believe that's where homosexuality kicks in. I believe that homosexuality challenges that in general. It challenges what a man is and what a woman is. And I believe that until we define ourselves as individuals, we're not going to get anywhere. Because just because I am a bottom, and yes, I am majority of the time a bottom, doesn't necessarily mean I have to wash the clothes, vacuum the floor, and, do stuff like that. It just means that, I choose to be that in my relationship. But, that's neither here nor there, if you will.
Right. Yeah, well, yeah.
Exactly.
It all depends on who you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? And how you get with that person. Ooh,
exactly.
Nice today. I had a good conversation.
Okay. Well, with that, because we are in the after show, and I'm going to end it here because right now the computer is running, and Blog Talk Now I don't know how much extra time they're going to give me, and it will cut off whenever it feels like it. And I don't want us to be in the middle of something, and it just abruptly cuts. So,
what's your name? What's your name?
Barbara.
What is it?
Barbara.
No, not you, Barbara. I'm talking about the host.
This is Big Meech, baby. This is Big Meech. Demetrius. Everybody call me Big Meech.
Hey, first of all, let me do it real quick so you can close it out. I just want to congratulate you all on a perfect show today. And we figure out how we can take this thing to the next level. Now, you can go ahead and take over.
However,
I'm going to thank everybody for coming on in. Everything that you heard is in the archive, so go and share this episode with everybody. In fact, once we hang up in about 15 minutes, you can send everybody the link, and they can listen to the entire thing.
Okay, well, let me tell you this, and I am personally bragging on myself, but if you want to find out who I am on Twitter, Poonie_crazy. Please send me the link so I can share it with my followers. Poonie_crazy. POONEY_crazy. Please.
Okay, I'm at Big Meech One. If you're there, you could get to me faster because my computer's stalling. At Big Meech the number 1, MEACH on Twitter.
MEACH. Gotcha.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
So there is that. Go ahead, Barbara.
No, I just wanted to say to another thing. When me and you was arguing, he was yelling. We didn't hear each other. You know what I mean?
Hear it. Yeah, I know.
That's another part of us being as grown people to be mature enough to disagree without yelling and screaming. And that's also what I meant, to be able to disagree and walk away without violence.
Yeah, but
I like that energy. I like that energy between the two of you. I didn't get it like that, but I understand your heart. I understand your point too, but I love that energy.
But here's the thing, with all of that was going on, because this is over the telephone and over the radio and over the airwaves, I still heard everything that you said. If we were in front of one another, it would have been a little different because we would have been able to pause and carry on.
Right.
Over the phone or whatever, you're trying to sit down there and to be heard and all that. But I heard everything, and everybody's going to hear everything here on the air. You'll hear how it come out. But at the same time, to your point, you are right, because when you have two passionate people on a point,
yes,
if no one is willing to be heard, or no one is willing to let the other person's point be valid, then we have a dissension amongst the ranks. And a lot of times in relationships, when we're going back to the art of communication, that's where we end up losing it, because nobody wants to say, okay, your point is valid. Whether you agree or disagree with it, no one wants to validate the point. You know what I'm saying? No one wants to validate it. And so now folks start to feel as though I'm not being heard, and you're not going to not hear me. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times that's what causes a lot of escalation. And then going to the violence piece, in many relationships, because you have the whole dominance of a male wanting to be right and wanting to be old-fashioned, where I got the last word and I lay down the law, that's where it comes into play.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay.
Think about my top 2 males exist together. Again, can 2 males actually exist together when you have 2 alpha
males?
Alpha male.
But it all depends on the individual, though, and how y'all connect. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yes,
the whole thing becomes, if you do not get to know who the man is, it's not going to work. Because
but how do we know what a man is
where
when women have raised us? Women raised us. Women raised us men up to be who we are today. So how is it that we know what a man is if a woman told us what a man is?
You know what?
They were
Easily.
sold off.
Because
the men were sold off in history.
Baby, wait a minute. Sweetie, we have too many examples of what male problems is all about. Okay? If you ain't got it at home, you got it on the streets. You know what I mean? You don't want to be because you see the examples of what masculinity is and is not. You already know what's missing. You already know what you really and won't accept into your own life. So now you just have to use that as your barometer. Now the question becomes, what type of man are you attracted to? Because if you are attracted to the dog and the carrying on and the thug and this, that, and the other, then what you get in that relationship is what you get if you only are attracted to the image and not the person who he is.
That's
because oftentimes in LGBT culture, we're so busy looking at the image because we want a thug, we want a roughneck, we want a this. And then all of that Timberland boots and the hat backwards and all that bullshit is just that. That shit only works in the bedroom because when he pull your hair and dick you down or whatever, it works in the bedroom. Outside of the bedroom, when you get to know this motherfucker and find out he's a piece of shit, then you sit up there and wonder what the hell did I do wrong because that fantasy only works in the bedroom.
That's why you're not supposed to have sex before you get to know a person.
That's why you got to find out who he is and understand what makes him tick. What's his favorite color? Do he like black-eyed peas or lima beans?
Right.
Okay. Do he like to polish his toenails? Do he like the pedicure or what? It's the little stuff that you find out about him. When he's sitting on the couch, do he fart all goddamn day or do he scratch his nuts with his left hand or his right hand?
Right. Exactly.
Because I know some men that happy straighter than fucking Gabrielle Union but could throw dick like goddamn
Exactly. And see, that's another thing with it, because to the point that was being made earlier, as far as, masculine versus feminine, a lot of us refuse to look at feminine tops because they don't fit the image of what everything is supposed to be. Because according to culture, we want this, and this. Everybody claims they want somebody masculine, but a masculine bottom will bitch the fuck out immediately, honey.
Hello.
A masculine bottom will bitch out, honey, when the dick is good.
Exactly.
Okay. A feminine top, though, got to prove herself because now she got to prove that she ain't all that much of a woman.
But then that makes that masculine bottom. That makes that masculine bottom what? Jealous. And which makes that masculine bottom and what? Competition. So it's so much deeper than what I think
exactly. And because it's all about image. It's image and perception. And I'm a victim of it, too, because, there's still moments where I say, oh, no, if you more woman than I am, honey, I don't know what we're going to do. But as I got older, I've had to relax that because at one point in time, my whole thing is I like butch queens. You masculine enough, but you got enough love bop in you, honey, to where we can sit up there and make this happen. You're not so womanly to where you think you want to be a woman. You're comfortable with being a male, okay? And you may like to go get your hands and feet done or whatever. Hell, I do too. But it's not like when we walk down the street or whatever, there's got to be some competition or we got to fight for the mirror and all that kind of bullshit. See, no, that no. Okay, but for those who are, that's where the competition comes in, and that's where a lot of the confusion comes in because everybody wants it to look a certain way. The whole idea that the femme queens get is because everybody believes you ain't man enough. You don't want to be a man. How you going to say you a topper? You wearing tight-ass pants and lip gloss and got all this weave in your hair.
That's perception.
Right, and a lot of folks are not hip to that because of what the fantasy is that they have in their head or what it's supposed to look like.
Yes,
and then they get upset because some folks find themselves attracted to that, and they get mad because they are. And they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to do this about it, which is why we have the whole down low culture has now become subcategory because somebody who is attracted to a femme queen like that is on the DL because they don't want folks to know because they don't want to get talked about. Other queens will sit up there. If you see two femme queens in a relationship, y'all ain't gay, y'all dykes. Bitch, y'all dyking. Where the man at?
Perception.
And that there is where that becomes. So a lot of that, two alpha males can do it. You just have to get to know the guy to make sure he's the right alpha.
Okay. Well,
otherwise, y'all going to bump heads.
What I said.
Yep.
It goes back to exactly what I said. If you're really attracted to that person, if the chemistry is there, if the compatibility is there, then you're willing to make certain sacrifices for that person.
Exactly. Within reason. Within reason, as long as the sacrifices that are made does not insult your dignity or your integrity. Exactly. And you're able to remain who you are. It's not changing you. It is not sitting down there putting you in a quandary to where you got to second guess everything about you. Compromises are saying, I may not agree or I may not want to do this today, but because I love you, okay. It's not that I'm going out of my way to do this, and because I'm doing this, it's going to change all the makeup about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if you a Christian, if you somebody who believes in God, and yet somebody sit up there telling you they believe in Satan and can't honor you, in order to be with them, you got to convert over to Satanism. Right. That there, honey, what the hell is that? That's something that goes completely against my makeup.
Hey, you guys, I want to ask you guys to do something. I want to ask you guys to do something for me. This is Lamar Ross, and I want you guys to go to my page, Unofficial The View, and like my page, like on it.
Okay.
What's the name? Is it on Facebook or is it on Twitter?
It's on Facebook. Yeah, it's at Facebook.
Okay, because I don't do Twitter.
Yeah, it's at Facebook, and it's on the Lamar
and
Ross.
what is it?
You can key in Unofficial The View, and it will pop up automatically.
Okay.
Thank you, Big Meech, and thank you, Barbara, and I thank you, Curtis. This was a perfect show. I'm telling you, man, it was a perfect show, and I like to talk to you, man, when you get off the air, when we get a chance.
Okay.
Well, we already got your Twitter. We got your Twitter, Big Meech. Big Meech, and remember I told you my name is Poonie_crazy. I'm going to reach out to you so that you can send me the link, and I can share it on my feed, and we can talk more because you really have, I like the way this platform went, and everybody got agitated and mad, but we all respect each other for our opinion. A lot.
No, that was just passion. It wasn't necessarily anger. You just had to, it's passion, baby, passion.
Right.
You did. It was. I love that energy between the two of you, and between everybody.
All right. Well, on that note, let me let y'all get back to y'all.
What you say the name of it is? Unofficial what?
Unofficial
The View.
A View?
The View.
Love You.
Yeah, The View, like the TV show The View.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, go in and you'll see my page and click like and share it.
Okay.
I'm trying to raise 1 million votes. I'm trying to get 1 million votes to raise awareness about HIV and AIDS in the community, in the black community, in the entire community as a whole. And that's my purpose, and that's my charity behind it. And I'm trying to just raise awareness and things of that nature, and about the gay community as well.
Oh, but I'm glad that he said that because let me say this, because I do have a stance on when it comes to bisexual men, and I don't judge bisexual men for who they are because I believe that a bisexual man not only lets the man know that he's bisexual, but the woman know. But I believe that the reason that you have so many DL men, down low men, is because of women, and I'm going to leave that there.
Actually, and you know what? That's a good spot because that is another show. Yeah, okay, that's another show.
Yeah,
that's another show.
I believe that there's so many down low men because of women.
Yeah, call back next Wednesday.
We're going to talk about that.
All right, let me let y'all go. I got to go take my nap because I got to go make donuts later on tonight. So on that, honey, thank you for tuning in with us, honey. If you love me, tell a friend. If you hate me, tell an enemy. But do know this, one way, shape, style, form, or fashion, this thing here will move forward. You may finish all of your crumpets, my darlings, because the tea has been dished. And you've been dishing tea, darlings. With Big Meech and my co-host today. We had a fabulous show. I'll see you again, honey, the same time, honey, same place. On that, child.
Big Meech, what's your Twitter information one more time, boo?
Big Meech 1.
No space?
No space. Big Meech, the number 1.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to follow you right now, _crazy.
Okay, baby.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
Thank you guys for the show.
At Carrabba's Italian Grill, people always seem to be saying, "Wow!" Especially now, because you can take home our delicious sauté-to-order spaghetti and homemade meatballs made with our family recipe absolutely free.
Homemade spaghetti and meatballs for free? Just wow!
Order one of your Carrabba's favorites, chicken Bryant, chicken Marsala, Polo Rosa Maria, or our chicken trio, and take home made-from-scratch spaghetti and meatballs.
For tomorrow night's dinner, free? Wow!
Hurry into Carrabba's today and get free spaghetti and meatballs for tomorrow. Limited time only, now through May 6th. Carrabba's, Italian worth talking about.